and you're my queen of nothing at all. But out here in the dust, if you don't have trust, ain't nothing left of us. This is the exodus. They just testing us. They can't flex with us. They can't mess with us. They can't mess with us. Through the wilderness, how come even together there can be loneliness? Our hearts a mess, but it's our only defense to brave the wilderness. Across my heart and hope to die, taking this one step at a time. I got your back if you got mine. One foot in front of the other. 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 All we have is each other. One foot in front of the other. Wilderness, how come even together there can be loneliness? Across my heart and hope to die, taking this one step at a time. I got your back, you got mine. One foot in front of the other. 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 All we have is each other. One foot in front of the other. The so-called land of the free. One foot in front of the other. Don't you know all that we have is each other? One foot in front of the other.
I really hate to let this moment go. Touching your skin and your hair falling slow. When a goodbye kiss feels like this, don't you wanna stay here a little while? Don't you wanna hold each other tight? Don't you wanna fall asleep with me tonight? Don't you wanna stay here a little while? We can make forever feel this way. Don't you wanna stay?
Let's take it slow, I don't wanna move too fast. I don't wanna just make love, I wanna make love last. When you're up is high, it's a sad goodbye.
Don't you wanna stay here a little while? Don't you wanna hold each other tight? Don't you wanna fall asleep with me tonight? Don't you wanna stay here a little while? We can make forever feel this way. Don't you wanna stay? Oh, you feel so perfect, baby. Don't you wanna stay here a little while? Don't you wanna stay here a little while? Don't you wanna hold each
I'm here with head Warrior basketball coach John Everingham.
We play.
Not quite.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
The winner takes it all.
Yeah.
More like that.
Playing the 70s through today. We are 93.7 FM.
The Mix.
Can't believe it's over. I watched the whole thing fall, and I never saw the writing that was on the wall. If I'd only knew the days were slipping past, that the good things never last.
I'm here with head Warrior basketball coach John Everingham. Coach, thanks for being with here today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No, it turned to rain. Then the rain turned into tears upon your face. I hardly recognize the girl you are today. And God, I hope it's not too late. It's not too late. 'Cause you are not alone. I'm always there with you, and we'll get lost together till the light comes pouring through. 'Cause when you feel like you're done and the darkness has won, babe, you're not lost. And when your world's crashing down and you can't bear the thought, I said, babe, you're not lost. Life can show no mercy. It can tear your soul apart. It can make you feel like you're gone crazy, but you're not. Things have seemed to change. There's one thing that's still the same. In my heart you have remained, and we can fly, fly, fly away. 'Cause you are not alone, and I am there with you, and we'll get lost together until the light comes pouring through. 'Cause when you feel like you're done and the darkness has won, babe, you're not lost. And the world's crashing down and you can't bear the cross. I said, baby, you're not lost. I said, baby, you're not lost. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I said, baby, you're not lost.
Here is a public service announcement
from 93.7 FM The Mix.
Selfless service is the guiding principle that drives Army National Guard soldiers to be always ready whenever disaster strikes. Every Army National Guard member serves not only to protect the nation, but also their local communities, so they each have a stake in the security and well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They are your next-door neighbors and your colleagues in schools, offices, and factories. Since the early days of our republic, the Army National Guard has continued its timeless commitment to guarantee peace and security for all Americans. A proud legacy which has endured for nearly 4 centuries. To be a Guard soldier is to stand ready to serve at all times for family, for community, and for country. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. To learn more, log on to nationalguard.com or contact an Army National Guard recruiter in your area. Sponsored by the Indiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Indiana Broadcasters Association and this station.
Music.
For tonight's IHSA contest between the Wawasee Warriors and the DeKalb Barons. Let's meet the starters first for the visitors from DeKalb High School. Number 3, Easton Rhodes. Number 12, John Bell. Number 22, Carter Dick. Number 33, Ben Christensen. And number 44, Cade Malarczyk. The DeKalb Junior Varsity is coached by Mr. Jimmy Long. And here are your starters for your Wawasee Warriors. Starting number 12, Chris Strombeck. Number 12, Evan Eschbach. Number 14, Marshall Miller. Number 40, Michael Hammer. And number 42, Ethan Hardy. The JV Warriors are coached by Mr. Reagan Eakins. Tonight's officials are Jeffrey Gorbel and Burdette Norris. Basket by Miller. Basket by Strombeck. Basket by Christensen. Fouls on Wawasee's number 12, Evan Eschbach, his first, team's first. At the line for the Barons will be number 33, Ben Christensen, shooting 2. Basket by Rhodes. Three by Dick. Basket by Christensen. Fouls on DeKalb's number 22, Carter Dick, his first, team's first. Ethan Hardy at the line for the Warriors, shooting 2. Checking into Wawasee's lineup is number 20, Jaden Boyer.
Evan, you have 44. You have 44. Jaden, you have 22. Hardy, you have 33. Eschbach and Diamond, you're the middle guy now.
Fouls on Wawasee's number 20, Jaden Boyer, his first, team's second. Three, Marshall Miller. Fouls on Wawasee's number 42, Ethan Hardy, his first, team's third. Checking in for DeKalb is number 40, Hoyt Stafford. Basket by Hardy.
run up. He doesn't throw it in right away. Let's go, Warriors. Get it up the floor. Somebody help each other out. Evan, when you go, you gotta get closer. That guy's guarding. Hey, white ball, Trev. Why? Oh, okay. Hey, I changed my mind. I want the timeout. Come on, defense. On the block.
Checking in for DeKalb is number 34, Ethan Brown. And also for the Barons is number 32, Quincy England. Fouls on DeKalb's number 3, Easton Rhodes, his first, team second. Basket by Eschbach. Three-pointer by Dick. Fouls on Wawasee's number 10, Chris Strombeck, his first, team's fourth. Carter Dick will be at the line for the Barons, shooting 2. Checking in for DeKalb is number 11, Jordan Shields, and number 50, Evan Snyder. For Wawasee is number 40, Michael Hammer, and number 30, Cale Sherman. Sherman.
Help, Mike. Three quarters, Dale. Partial clock. Strombeck, clock. 5. Get it out, get it out. Get it out. Hey, push 10. Push 10. Strombeck to you. Push. Hammer, get out.
That's the end of the first quarter. Wawasee 15, DeKalb 15. Fouls on DeKalb's number 22, Carter Dick, his second, team's third. Checking in for the Barons is number 14, Nate Turnbull, and number 12, John Bell. Basket, Michael Hammer. Basket by Marshall Miller. Second timeout called by DeKalb. Fouls on Wawasee, number 14, Marshall Miller, his first, team's fifth. John Bell for DeKalb is at the line shooting the second of 2 shots. Checking in for DeKalb is number 3, Easton Rhodes. For Wawasee, number 10, Chris Strombeck, and number 12, Evan Eschbach.
Hand off.
Three, Eschbach. Basket by Bell. Basket by Hammer. Fouls on DeKalb's number 12, John Bell, his first, team's fourth. Checking in for DeKalb is number 10, Nolan Knack, and number 20, Caleb Nixon. Three, Eschbach.
Jump stop. Jump stop. Rebound!
Three, Rhodes. Basket by Christensen.
Five.
Basket by Hammer. Checking in for Wawasee's number 24, Evan Dippin. Fouls on DeKalb's. Number 10, Nolan Knack is first, team's fifth. Three, Strombeck.
Spread low. Spread low.
At halftime, Wawasee 32, DeKalb 22.
Tell she liked me from the way she stared, and the way she said, you missed a spot over there. And I know that you think it's just a fantasy, but since your dad walked out, your mom could use a guy like me. Stacy's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I've waited for so long. Stacy, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom. Stacy's mom has got it going. She's all I want, and I've waited for so long. Stacy, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I know it might be wrong. I'm in love with Stacy's mom. Wait a minute. Stacy, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom.
Here is a public service announcement from 93.7 FM The Mix.
It takes 3 seconds of distraction for an accident to happen, and it takes 5 seconds to read a text. Consider all of the lives you endanger when you text and drive. Keep your eyes on the road so you don't become one of the 11 teens who die every day from texting and driving.
This important message is brought to you by Mr. Stutzman's sociology class and 93.7 FM The Mix.
We don't just play guys games.
We play Lady Warrior basketball home games too.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
We give you all Wawasee Warrior basketball and football home games here on 93.7 FM
The Mix.
And I wonder
Your 93.7 FM The Mix weather forecast is brought to you today by Penguin Point in Syracuse on State Road 13. Now offering a regular beef sandwich, a beef and cheddar sandwich, and ham and beans. Yummy sandwiches, fries, chicken, and food for your next party are available at Penguin Point in Syracuse, 574-457-2287, and online at penguinpoint.com.
At Penguin Point, the people pleasing place. Yeah!
It's Jeremy Van Loo, and here's your 93.7 FM The Mix weather forecast. The National Weather Service in northern Indiana has issued a wind chill advisory that remains in effect until 9 a.m. tomorrow. Tonight, expect partly cloudy skies, a low around -1, and a wind chill value as low as -20. Tomorrow, cloudy and cold, a slight chance for some afternoon snow showers, a high near 14, and a wind chill value as low as -10. Tomorrow night, cloudy skies continue with snow showers likely, a low around 5, and a wind chill value as low as -5.
Listening to other stations' commercials.
Boring.
Versus changing channels to 93.7 The Mix.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Falling in love to the beat of the music.
You're as cold as ice. We all need somebody to lean on.
We've got what you need. 93.7 FM The Mix.
Fouls on DeKalb's number 3, Easton Rhodes, his second, team's first.
No, Stronbeck, you got it. Bulldog. Hardy, Bulldog.
3, Rhodes.
Cutter! Cutter!
Basket, Strombeck.
Time out!
30-second timeout, Wawasee. Basket by Bell. Checking into Wawasee's lineups, number 20, Jaden Boyer, and number 30, Cale Sherman. Basket by Christensen. Checking in for Wawasee is number 40, Michael Hammer. Foul is on DeKalb's number 33, Ben Christensen, is his first. It's a team second. Three, Bell. Checking in for DeKalb is number 40, Hoyt Stafford. Fouls on DeKalb's number 40, Hoyt Stafford. His first, team's third. Basket by Hammer. Fouls on Wawasee's number 30, Cale Sherman, his first, team's first. Check for DeKalb's number 3, Easton Rhodes. Fouls on DeKalb's number 22, Carter Dick. That's his third, team's fourth. Checking into the Barron lineup is number 32, Quincy England. Full timeout, DeKalb. At the end of the third quarter, Wawasee 36, DeKalb 32.
Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Touching hands, reaching out, touching me.
Foul on Wawasee, number 10, Chris Strombeck, his second, team's second. Checking in for DeKalb's, number 33, Ben Christensen. Number 22, Carter Dick. Fouls on Wawasee's number 12, Evan Eschbach, his second, team's third.
Travel.
Fouls on Wawasee's Ethan Hardy, number 42, his second, team's fifth.
Travel.
Basket by Bell.
Mark, you got it out.
Fouls on DeKalb's number 33, Ben Christensen, his second, team's fifth. Checking in for Wawasee's number 14, Marshall Miller. Basket by Christensen. Fouls on DeKalb's number 22, Carter Dick. That's his fourth, team sixth.
Timeout! Timeout!
Timeout, Wawasee. Full timeout. Fouls on Wawasee's number 12, Evan Eschbach, his third, team sixth. Marshall Miller. Basket's good by Ethan Hardy. Fouls on DeKalb's number 12, John Bell, his second, team seventh. Ethan Hardy beat the line shooting one. Basket by Christensen. 30-second timeout, DeKalb. Fouls on Wawasee, number 32, Cameron Salazar, his first, team 7th. DeKalb's number 20, Caleb Nixon will be at the line, shooting. Fouls on Wawasee's number 42, Ethan Hardy, his third, team's 8th. At the line for DeKalb's number 50, Evan Snyder, shooting 2.
Hardy, flip sides with Eschbach. Floor cross. Hardy, floor cross.
Basket by Hardy.
Underneath that spot.
Basket by Christensen.
Hey, floor cross.
Timeout, Wawasee, 30-second timeout. Basket by Nixon. Timeout DeKalb, full timeout. Basket by Bell. Timeout Wawasee, full timeout. Into the junior varsity contest, DeKalb 45, Wawasee 44.
See her looking fast in her faded jeans. She's a hard-loving woman, got me feeling mean. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better, when I'm feeling no pain. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping around my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning, when I'm losing again.
It's time for Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix. Online at themix937.caster.fm and on CPG TV with live video on our YouTube channel WHS Announce with the Warrior Head. The Warriors will take on DeKalb. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn. Sox Marina, Pilcher Shoes, Lake City Bank, 1950 Signs and Graphics, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Northern Lakes Realty, Foyle Plumbing, Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme. Now let's take you to the Hardwood TP. With tonight's call, here is Michael Shetler and Andrew Mamone.
Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to the Hardwood TP here at Wawasee High School on a Tuesday night for Indiana High School basketball. This matchup tonight between the visiting DeKalb Barons and your Wawasee Warriors. If you just are now tuning in, you missed one heck of a JV game. Wawasee ended up falling at the end. There was a shot hit with 5 seconds left on the clock for DeKalb to win it, and Wawasee was just so close but couldn't finish it off. We've got a great one here tonight with the Varsity, hopefully to follow that JV game between Wawasee and DeKalb. And alongside me, as always, is my broadcasting partner, Michael Shetler. Mike, how's it going today?
Great. It's an awesome Tuesday. Just starting to get into the second week of break, and it's starting to catch up to me a little bit. Starting to sleep in. It's going to hurt the first time we come back to school, but excited to call a great game of basketball here tonight.
Oh, yeah. We've got a little while till we go back to school, but we have a lot of games in between then. We have tonight, and then also Friday and Saturday back-to-back. The Warriors are going to be playing here. Friday, I believe, is a big one against Northwood, and then Saturday is another big one, actually, against Angola. So the Warriors have got a lot going on this Christmas break.
A little bit of a home streak we got going on here, and I think that's good for the guys getting ready to just settle down and relax and play some games at home, not need to travel or worry about traveling. And we got a great game here to start off that home streak. Starting off with the DeKalb Barons. They're coming in with a record of 5-3. They're under second-year head coach Rod Cohn. He's got an overall record of 13-18 in his second year. And right now the Barons are actually on a 4-game winning streak. They also had a holiday tourney, kind of like the Warriors last week, and they did very well winning the 2 games that they played against both Lakeland and Central Noble. So very well done by the DeKalb Barons. They're playing very good basketball right now, and they're being led by senior number 14 Logan Cruz, who is a real threat to anyone he goes up against. Coach Everingham is really talking big praise about him going into this game. The senior is putting up major numbers for the Barons, and Wawasee's going to have a big night to stop them. Looking at Wawasee, they're coming in with a record of 3-5. They went 1-1 in their holiday tourney, beating Knox and then falling to South Bend St. Joe 30-34. They're under second-year head coach John Everingham, who's got an overall record of 9-23. And for Coach Everingham, this is kind of a different game for him. He's playing his former team. He coached with the Barons for, I believe it was 10-plus years. So he's got some history with this DeKalb team, and now this is being his first time coaching against them as a coach of Wawasee. Kind of talked about with him in the coaches interview and during our coaches show on Saturday, and it was surprising me a little how calm he was and how he didn't really feel like it was going to be that much of a difference when he's playing his former team. He knows all the guys. He knows the system that DeKalb runs, so he's feeling more confident, I think, than anything going into this game.
Well, the only difference, Michael, is in his preparation. The guy's preparation is the same. The only difference is he can kind of relax a little bit more than usual because he knows their schemes. He knows their personnel, and he knows what they're going to do with the basketball. So that's one of the benefits of having come from that school and having facing your former school is that you can relax a little bit that week in terms of your preparation, whereas the guys, nothing changed. They watch film on them. They prepared the same way in practice. So both of these teams, it's going to be a good one. And, the same thing for DeKalb. DeKalb has a little bit of an advantage because they know how Coach Everingham likes to coach. They know his style. So, it's not going to be that much of a difference between both of these two teams because they know what each other want to do.
Now, this time of year, we start getting into a little bit of sectional talk. It's about the halfway point in guys basketball here in Indiana. Looking at the sectional for Wawasee, they're in the Northwood sectional, sectional 21. It's going to be at the pit this
Panther Pit in Northwood
this spring, so it's going to be an exciting one there. Last year's matchup was here. We had the sectionals here, and we got to call it. That was fun, but it's going to be at the pit this year. And right now, Wawasee not doing so hot against fellow sectional opponents. They're 0-2 right now. West Noble's leading it at 1-0. Fairfield 2-1. Northwood and Lakeland both 1-1. Then Tibby Valley still has yet to play a sectional game. But these two teams, like we've talked about, all of these teams, are all fairly close in skill. And last year when we saw the two teams, especially in Fairfield and Wawasee, two of our kind of local area schools battle it out, and Fairfield's our school, Wawasee's the school here, of course. Wawasee ended up going up against West Noble and falling in a tough one when they were expected to then win that one, and then Fairfield beating Northwood when they were not expected to win that one at all. So a lot of different things go into this game. I don't think Wawasee needs to be worried at all with the bad record so far against sectional play. So they should be, I mean, honestly, looking at all these teams, they've been very close and very competitive with every single one of these teams, especially looking at West Noble. They barely lost by 5. Fairfield was a little bit of a letdown, but they will be able to get back into that one because Fairfield was the first game of the year. They didn't really know their identity, like Coach Everingham said. And so going up against Fairfield, they should be confident. And this new team with this new, I don't want to say stall tactic, but their patient offense is kind of what they've become, a team that just wants to play it safe and play it slow, just say how it is, and get a good shot every time. And right now they've been staying in games against teams that on paper are much better than them.
I wouldn't go as far as saying much better than them. I would say probably more talented offensively. Like last Friday, they hosted the holiday tourney and the championship, played South Bend St. Joe, and St. Joe was extremely talented and could score the basketball from multiple different areas of the floor. And that's something the Wawasee does not have as much. They can't, just score the basketball whenever they want to. They can give it to that one guy and have him score 20 points every single night, night in and night out. So they don't have that, so they do have to be more patient with the basketball offensively. And they've done a very, very good job of that. They've bought into this scheme that Coach Everingham is preaching, and it's been pretty successful for them so far. I mean, they're losing very tight games. That's the difference. They're not being able to close out the games. That game against St. Joe in the championship, they were down by 2. I believe the score was like 35-33, and there was about 3 minutes left. Wawasee actually held the ball for the last shot with 3 minutes left. A very brave move, and they just couldn't get that last shot to go in. They had Austin Miller shoot a 3 for the win, who had been stroking it all day long, and he just couldn't get the last one there to fall. So Wawasee has been staying in games, like you were saying. They just need to find a way to finish them out.
And looking at Wawasee's record, honestly, every single one of their losses except the Fairfield one at the very beginning of the year, they have been in. And the most they've lost by has been 6 points. That's to West Noble, and they were in that to the very end. Looking at the other teams, Whitco, they lost by 1 in overtime. Columbia City, that was kind of a letdown, a 7-point lead by the Columbia City, and they ended up losing that game. But they were in that one again to the very end, and then looking at South Bend St. Joseph, a 4-point loss. So they have not lost by double digits yet, besides the Fairfield game. So they've been in every single one of their losses. They could easily be a one-loss team right now. They've got that skill, and they've got that ability. So that should be a comfort going into sectional play. Well, we're going to take our first break of the pregame show. When we return, we're going to have our coaches interview, get some keys to the game, starting lineups, and get you to Wawasee action. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Welcome back, basketball fans, to the Hardwood TP. If you are just joining us, we are about 12 minutes away from tip-off in this game between DeKalb and Wawasee. Earlier, my colleague Michael Schettler had the opportunity and privilege of interviewing Wawasee head basketball coach John Everingham. So here's that interview for you now.
I'm here with head Warrior basketball coach John Everingham. Coach, thanks for being with here today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Coach, after a good performance in your last outing at the holiday tournament, what have you done to keep your guys focused and keep them playing at the level they've been playing at?
Yeah, I do agree. I think we're playing at a higher level than what we did before, the holiday tournament. It was a very successful holiday tournament for us. We've been really preaching continuous improvement and getting better, and I think, our offensive efficiency in the Knox game and then again in the South Bend St. Joe game were much, much better. And so we've been getting back to work and practice, and we've had some good practices, and I don't think you'll see anything different from us tonight.
Awesome. DeKalb has also been playing at a very good level. Their basketball team has 4 straight wins. Have you had any major adjustments in preparation for this team?
No, not at all. I think we're getting to the point in the season. It's hard to believe we're almost halfway through the season already, but we're getting to the point where we are who we are, and we've been playing a lot of zone, and there's everybody kind of knows that at this point. So we're going to just try to do what we do really well, and we're trying to refine just a few things here and there. So I think tonight is kind of the same focus, is just to get better, and I think if we keep doing that, we could see some wins start to pile up for us.
Mm-hmm. With a game like this so close to New Year's, has it been difficult to keep your guys focused on basketball with the game coming right after the holiday?
No, I mean, I've been doing this quite some time. I think 18 years now and 10 years as a head coach. And so, prior to the season starting, we set a schedule and in hopes that we were able to give some guys some time off and some rest, at the same time making sure that we get enough time on the floor and on the court. So I think our schedule's been really good in terms of when to play and when to rest, and I think our guys have been really focused in practice, and again, like I said before, I don't think you'll see anything different from our team tonight.
Awesome. Wawasee has fallen to DeKalb the past 3 years. Does this losing streak add to any extra motivation for the guys?
Nope, not at all. Again, I wish, for the sake of the fans and maybe to add a little drama to the game tonight, I wish there was, but there's really not. We're, it's kind of cliche-ish, but we're really focused on getting better one game at a time and one practice at a time. And tonight, it's an opportunity to go out there and just get a little bit better. And I think we match up well with DeKalb. And I think if we do the things that we've been doing, I think we should be not only really competitive, but we can beat this team tonight.
Mm-hmm. Now, Coach, this is the first time you've coached against your former team since you've been at Wawasee. Does getting a win here tonight mean anything extra to you?
No, and I think we talked on the radio show, and really, guys that become head coaches and work with student athletes, they do it for that reason, to work with student athletes. So it's really not about me and where I've been and the experiences that I've had, which were all really positive at DeKalb. It's really about our kids and our team right now. So it's not something that we talked about, me being a coach at DeKalb. Certainly I know their coach and I know their personnel very well. That should help us a little bit. But at the same time, their coach knows me too. So it should be an interesting kind of a strategical matchup tonight. And we're really looking forward to just getting better tonight. And we do have, not to really look ahead, but we got a big one against Northwood on Friday.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Coach, what are your keys to the game to win tonight?
Well, DeKalb has a really good player in Logan Cruz, and it's going to be really important for us to kind of know where he's at and not let him kind of go off in terms of scoring 20-plus points. And so, our focus is going to try to be to get some of their other players to maybe step up, and if they do happen to come out on top, that it's not because of Logan Cruz. And so our focus is really going to be to limit him and his touches, and then we have to be able to deal with their pressure just a little bit. I think at some point during tonight's game, again, kind of going back to me knowing their coach just a little bit, I would expect them to pressure us in the full court and the half court, and when that time comes, we have to score some points. And so I think those are the two biggest keys, is containing and controlling Logan Cruz, and then handling their pressure when that comes.
All right, thank you, Coach, for your time, and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks.
That was our very own Michael Schettler with head Wawasee basketball coach John Everingham. Michael, go ahead and give me something that stood out to you in that interview.
I mean, he kind of said, talking about this being his former team, he wasn't really thinking that this is going to be a win would be much extra to him. And you got to think that's got to be in the back of his head that is going to be something that's going to be affecting. He wants this win more than anything. You got to believe going up against your former team. And it's no disrespect to DeKalb. He loves DeKalb and he loves the community there. He says it over and over. But you always, as a competitor, want to beat your former team and just kind of get that edge on them. So that's the thing that kind of stuck out to me. I definitely think that he's excited for this one and has a good game plan and ready to get this one underway.
You know, another thing that kind of comes to mind when talking about, that competitiveness, Michael, that game against West Noble, having in the back of their mind that they knocked him out of the state tournament last year, you say that you don't think about that, but you really do. Yeah. You have to. It's a part of being a competitor. Now, something that kind of stood out to me was talking about the pressure and being able to handle DeKalb's pressure in that one. And one of the things that really stuck with me from my years of playing basketball, Coach Beachy at Fairfield, used to tell us, Michael, if you press, you pay. If you're going to press us, you're going to pay with an easy fast break layup. We're going to break it easily, and we're going to find the open person. And that's the thing with the press. Being a press, putting out a press is really more about the mental aspect of the game and trying to speed you up and make decisions quicker so you make a mistake. For Wawasee, they need to be patient, they need to be mentally strong, and they need to find the open player because there's always going to be somebody open. If you're running around quickly in a press, there's got to be somebody open.
And Wawasee's done a fairly good job this entire season of breaking the presses when they have been pressured. And it kind of depends which Wawasee comes to play. If they come and be the team that they were in the tournament, they're going to be just fine. They're going to break this press easily. They've got a bunch of ball handlers. Every single one of the starters can handle the ball easily. And so if they come and play like they have been the past couple of weeks, they should have no problem in breaking this press and getting an easy fast break point like you said. Well, looking at the conference standings here, Wawasee's coming in with a record of 1-0. The big conference win was against Warsaw at the the Tiger Den, which was a huge win. We got to call that game. First time Wawasee had beaten Warsaw in 7+ years. I think it actually was 11 years. Yeah. So a big win there, and they're right now undefeated in the conference. Their next game, like we said earlier, is going to be against Northwood this Friday at the pit. So they're going to have to travel to Northwood and try and keep their undefeated stretch alive. Looking at DeKalb, they're also 1-0 in the Northeast 8 Conference. Their next conference matchup is going to be against New Haven Saturday, January 6th. Now, we've got a couple local game updates here for you, a couple games that are going on, and I'm going to tell you, Andrew, there's a lot of good ones going on right now. Starting with the guys.
Fill me in.
East Noble at Westview. Ooh. 2 9-0 teams going up against each other at Westview.
Ranked second in the state in class of 2A, I'm pretty sure, so they have a very strong team this year and a very young team. So look out for that Westview team.
And East Noble, a very talented squad as well. They actually won the Fairfield tourney a couple weeks ago, knocking off Fairfield. They're also 9-0. They've got a very talented player, Ali. So they are Ali. I know, right? Kind of cool name there, but he is a very talented player, and it should be a great one at Westview. You got to believe the atmosphere there is going to be insane.
Oh, yeah.
Westview is a legendary
the Westview
gym
Whistler.
Unbelievable atmosphere there, so it's going to be a great one there at Westview. Also, the number 1 team in Class 4A, South Bend Riley, is going to be at Bremen tonight. John Harrell has South Bend Riley beating Bremen fairly decently. It should be a pretty easy win there for South Bend Riley.
But game's not played on paper,
Exactly. Crazier things have happened in high school basketball. Lakeland is at Sturgis, Michigan. Jimtown is at John Glenn. And then looking at the girls' side of things, Garrett is at Fairfield, Jimtown at John Glenn. Manchester at Central Noble, East Side at DeKalb, and then Columbia City at Cherubusco. So we've got a lot of good games going on tonight. Our fellow school, Fairfield, is going to be playing Garrett. And hopefully the Lady Falcons will get a win here tonight.
Improved to 13-1, I'm pretty sure.
Ranked 6th right now in the state, so they're doing a very well job right now for the Lady Falcons. Andrew, any of those other games stand out to you?
It's got to be the Fairfield one, Michael. Our girls, we go to school to them, and they've been having such success this year. It's been a fun season to watch.
Definitely. We're going to take our second break of the pregame show. When we get back, we're going to have our keys to the game starting lineups and then get you right back to Wawasee Warrior Basketball. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Welcome back to the Hardwood Teepee, and you guys are just in time for the national anthem. We're about 9 seconds away, so we're going to get that to you, and then when we return, we're going to have our keys of the game, starting lineups, and get right to Warrior basketball action, Wawasee and DeKalb. So here's the national anthem without further ado.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Hardwood Teepee at Wawasee High School. Tonight's varsity game features the DeKalb Barons against your Wawasee Warriors. Before we introduce the teams, please stand and remove your caps as we honor with the playing of our national anthem.
As we get back to Wawasee DeKalb action, we're going to start off with some keys of the game before we get going here. It's going to start off with the DeKalb Barons. They had 3 keys as we talked, to Coach Cone. There we go. Coach Cone, we talked to him a little bit before the game. He gave us 3 keys. The first one was set the pace. DeKalb needs to set the pace, play how they want to play, because Wawasee is so notorious for kind of taking their time and changing up teams' game plan, making them be different than what they're normally wanting to do. So they just need to set the pace and play their game. Next is play with confidence. They're playing great basketball right now. They need to play with confidence and continue playing well. Then lastly is forced turnovers. Coach Everingham said that this team is going to be pressuring Wawasee very hard right now. What they really need to do for the DeKalb Barons is force a lot of turnovers and gain more possessions because, like we said, Wawasee is going to be stalling a lot to try and keep the possessions on their side.
You keep saying the S word, Michael. You're going to get in trouble one of these days.
Hey, he's not listening. He's busy coaching, so I think Everingham won't kill me too bad. Looking at Wawasee's side of things, Coach Everingham really talked about limiting Cruz, a big player for the Bruins, then handled DeKalb's pressure and executing the game plan were the last 2. Andrew, you got starting lineups for us? You going to give those to us now?
Yeah, the lineups were just announced. I don't know if you heard them or not, but for DeKalb, starting as number 3, Boone Bacon, number 4, Jonah Webb, number 14, Logan Cruz, number 30, Cole Richmond, a true freshman, and number 32, Isaac Brown for DeKalb. Now for Wawasee, starting is number 10, Caden Wegener, number 20, Jairus Boyer, 22, Jacob Hand, 30 Aaron Evans, and 40 Trayvon Coleman. And without further ado, I'm going to swing it on over to Mr. Michael Scheller. He's going to be doing the play-by-play for tonight's game, and I will chime in every once in a while with the color commentary, and we are just about underway for this game.
Jumping for Wawasee is going to be Jacob Hand, and then jumping for the DeKalb Barons is going to be number 32, the 6'4 senior Isaac Brown. The tip is up and won by Wawasee. Taking it over is Caden Wegener for the Warriors as we start action here at the Hardwood Teepee. He's being picked up immediately by number 30, Cole Richmond, the true freshman. Wegener has it at the top, still waiting to set up the offense. He dribbles left, passes over to Coleman. Now right back over the head of Wegener. Bad turnover there. I don't think Wegener was ready for it, and it just sailed over his head out of bounds, so a bad turnover to start the game off here for Wawasee.
Yeah, they just weren't in sync on that one. Michael Trayvon Coleman and Caden Wegener. It looked like Wegener was going to cut, but then try to get back to that pass.
Cruz gets the ball immediately to start the game for the Barons. He passes it over the left side to Bacon. Bacon has it now at the top of the key, dribbling right. Being patient now are the Bruins.
Bacon, that's going to make me hungry.
Boone Bacon, the senior, 6'2 senior. Ball goes over to the left side now to number 32, Brown.
And actually, Michael, it looks like Wawasee starting out in a man-to-man defense here.
Difference than normal. Ball goes now over to the right baseline, just past the three-point line. Tight pressure now by number 30, Aaron Evans for Wawasee. Now the ball goes over to the left wing. Tight defense now, man-to-man defense by Wawasee. Good job by them, not letting the Barons get any pressure or any penetration into the middle as they're trying to. Ball moving on the perimeter, and now a quick three from the top of the key is off the mark, but offensive rebound goes to Boone Bacon, and the Barons get another possession. Now the ball is tried to enter down low, and it is successfully entered down low, and a good layup by number 4, Jonah Webb. Great pass from the top of the key down low into the paint, and a good finish by the senior. It's 2-0 in favor of the Barons. Full court press by the Barons, and easily broken by Wawasee, and an easy layup down low by Trayvon Coleman. Great job by Wawasee, not panicking and breaking that press easily.
There it is, Michael. You press, you pay, and a great look by Jairus Boyer to find the wide open Trayvon Coleman on the block, and he puts in the easy layup to tie this game up 2 apiece.
Ball over on the right baseline, pump, drive, now kicked over to the top. Ball goes to the left side now to Bacon. Bacon drives, and the reverse layup is good. Easy finish there. And Wawasee's got to play a little better defense there. That's an easy layup, easy finish by Bacon. Full court press, trap it in the corner of his hand. He gets out of it, passes it to Boyer. Boyer passes half court now. The press has successfully been broken by Wawasee. Just under 6 minutes to go. Your score 4-2 in favor of the Barons of DeKalb. Boyer with it now at the top of the key, dribbling right, hands the ball off to Trayvon Coleman. Coleman being guarded tightly by Bacon. Coleman dribbling left now. Looks to the cutter, now passes over to Wegener. Wegener quickly double teamed in the corner, and he dribbles it off of his own leg, I believe. No, it's going to be dribbled off of Bacon's leg up DeKalb. It's going to stay here with Wawasee.
It looks like we got a substitution here. Number 12, Austin Miller, is going to be checking in for Jairus Boyer, the first substitution of the game for the Warriors.
And Austin Miller had a huge game against South Bend St. Joseph. He actually started that game, and let's see if he can shoot like he did in that tournament.
And it looks like DeKalb is switching screens here, Michael.
Great no-look pass to Aaron Evans in the corner, and his three is on the mark and good. Big three by Aaron Evans from the right baseline. And Wawasee retakes the lead 5-4 with 5:17 left to go in the first quarter.
That three-pointer was all set up by Austin Miller, breaking the double team on the screen and getting all the way to the hoop.
Wow, great pass, an alley-oop, almost a throwdown by number 32, Isaac Brown, but it was an alley-oop layup. And right back goes DeKalb, and they're right back up by 1. Still pressing are the Barons, and a great pass down low and an easy break. Missed layup down low. Coleman had a wide open layup again. He missed it. Ball on the ground. It's a loose ball, and we call a foul now. I believe that's going to be on number 14, Logan Cruz. But Wawasee broke the press easily and then found Coleman wide open down low, and it looked like another easy layup for him, but he missed it. Loose ball resulted in a foul on DeKalb, and so Wawasee's going to take it out underneath their own basket. Coming in for the Barons is number 34, Tyler Pomeroy, and going out is number 4, Jonah Webb. Caden Wegener taking it out underneath the basket for Wawasee. 4:51 left to go in the first quarter. Your score, DeKalb 6 and Wawasee 5. Now the ball, the inbounds pass is stolen by Bacon. He's going one-on-one against Miller, and he is fouled hard by Miller going up for 2, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And actually, going down hard on him was Jacob Hand coming from behind and landed hard on him, and he is slow to get up, but it looks like Bacon's going to be all right as he goes to the free throw line to try and add to the lead.
That wasn't a dirty play there whatsoever. It's just Jacob Hand went up for the block, and he couldn't stop himself, and he just fell right down on Boone. And so both teams a little bit chippy. They didn't like that one, but there's not much he could have done.
As Bacon misses his first free throw, he's going to have another one. The Barons leading by 1 here with 4:47 left to go in the first. Let's see if Wawasee can get something going on offense here, and let's see if the Barons are going to stay with that full court press. As the second free throw goes in for Bacon, and the Barons will continue to press full court. Ball passed over to Jacob Hand, now goes to Miller. Miller breaks the press, and he's going all the way up the left side. Great no-look pass to Coleman, and Coleman finishes easily on the low block, and it's 7-7. We're all tied up here at the Hardwood Teepee with 4.5 to go in the first.
I'm really impressed with Austin Miller's passing ability right now. He should have 3 assists. He has 2. Coleman missed one of those layups, but a great job of keeping his head up and finding the open teammate at all times.
Ball over to the right side to Brown. He's trying to take a screen from Cruz, dribbling left. Picks up a dribble, hands the ball off to Cruz. Ball still on the right wing. Cruz being guarded tightly by Caden Wegener. Now the ball goes to the top to Pomeroy. Pomeroy passes it over to the right side. Bacon now has on the right wing. Now it's back down to Pomeroy. He kicks it out. 3 from the top of the key is good. Nothing but net from the freshman, Cole Richmond. Big 3 there. It's 10-7 now. DeKalb up by 3. Full court press still being applied. It's beaten by Aaron Evans. He has it now on the right wing. And a bad pass is stolen by Richmond. He's going one-on-one against Jacob Hand, and he misses the layup. Good defense by Hand. Offensive rebound goes to number 14, Cruz, and he's fouled on the floor. So the DeKalb Barons going to take it out underneath their own basket, I believe.
A great hustle play to get back on the fast break by Jacob Hand and prevent the easy layup. They just couldn't do very much as they had some DeKalb players trailing that play faster than Wawasee was. A good job by Evans, though, not giving up an easy layup, forcing the foul, and they actually get the ball out of bounds here. I guess they called the foul on the ground instead of up in the air.
Yeah, that was a good call. He was on the ground, so good call by the referees to make the DeKalb Barons take it out of bounds instead of shooting 2. 10-7 is your score. DeKalb leading by 3 with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Tight ball game so far as both teams are going back and forth. The DeKalb Barons have the ball right now as Pomeroy has it at the top of the key. 3-2 zone being applied by the Warriors, going back into their traditional defense. Now the ball goes to Cruz at the top of the key. He still is scoreless as we are almost done with the first quarter. Ball now on the right wing, now moving around the perimeter. It's at the top of the key to Pomeroy. Ball tried to enter to Cruz. It is at the free throw line. Takes one dribble. Off balance layup attempt is off the mark. Offensive rebounds put back up and blocked. Another offensive rebound by Pomeroy. He has it at the top of the key. Passes it over to the left side. Now with the ball is Brown. Now it goes over to Cruz. He takes the 3 from the left wing. It's off the mark. Another offensive rebound and another pass to the streaking number 34, Pomeroy, and he finishes easily. Excuse me, that's Cruz. He misses it and then gets an easy 2 on the cut. So bad defense right now by Wawasee, allowing multiple offensive rebounds. The ball is entered down low, and the press is broken and then passed down low, and another easy layup by Trayvon Coleman. So right now the press really not doing anything and actually hurting the DeKalb Barons so far.
Well, a great job from Wawasee. You can tell that they're prepared for this pressure, and Coach Everingham kind of, seemed like they weren't going to be prepared for it in that interview, but in return they actually, prepared for it very well during practice, and they've been very effective. You're pressing, you're paying for Wawasee right now.
9-12 is your score. The DeKalb Barons up by 3 with 2:15 left to go in the first quarter. Ball goes to the right wing to Brown, now to the top of the key to Bacon. He skips it over. Baseline 3 from the left side is off the mark. Another offensive rebound by Pomeroy and the DeKalb Barons. Ball goes over to Brown. He takes the 3 from the right wing, and he is good. Multiple extra possessions by DeKalb is resulting in points, and right now killing Wawasee as the score goes 15-9 as the ball is stolen on the pass during the full court press. So the full court press actually does pay off that time, and then a hard foul by Aaron Evans is going to result in 2 free throws.
Quick local game update for you. Our home school, Fairfield, the girls team is up at the half over Garrett 25-4. So once again, our girls are having a lot of success this year on the basketball court.
Great job, Lady Falcons. When we return to Barron and Warrior basketball, the score is 15-9, just under 2 minutes to go. And after a hard foul by Aaron Evans, number 32, Isaac Brown, is shooting 2 free throws at the free throw line. He knocks down the first. Coming in for Wawasee is Ryan Eddington, who has been out for multiple weeks with a foot and hand injury, so this is his first game back in multiple weeks. Good to see him back. And Jarris Boyer is also checking in for the Warriors. Brown at the line, shooting his second of 2. The ball is on the way, and it is just long. Offensive rebound by Cruz again, and he puts it up, is fouled, and one. No, actually, the refs are going to wave it off, say the foul was on the floor. So it's going to stay at 16-9, but Everingham has got to be unpleased right now, as the Barons are just killing the Warriors right now on rebounds. I don't know if, Andrew, you've got the stats right now, but the rebound differential right now has got to be crazy.
That's DeKalb's 7th offensive rebound so far in this game, and they haven't even had a defensive rebound.
Wow.
They have not had one defensive rebound so far in this game, and they've had 7 offensive. That is killing Wawasee right now.
And that explains a lot with this 7-point lead by DeKalb. A minute 47 left to go. It's been all DeKalb. Ball at the top is Cruz. 3-4 defense right now being applied by, 3-2 defense being applied by Wawasee.
It would be great if you could have 7 guys out in the court.
Yeah, for Wawasee right now with the way they're rebounding, it'd be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ball pass down low to Pomeroy. He kicks it out to the top. Pump, drive, kick out. Now the ball on the right wing. Good defense, though, by Wawasee to recover quickly. Minute 20 to go. Still 16-9 in favor of the Barons. Now the ball on the left wing. Tight defense being applied. Now goes to the left corner. Pump, drive, now kick out. Ball at the top to Cruz. He takes the screen, driving right. Tight defense now. Kick out to the top to number 10, Smith. Smith passes it over to Cruz. Minute to go now. Good job by the Barons being patient and waiting for a really good shot, not settling.
Well, this is actually the first time that DeKalb has swung the ball around the perimeter very well. It just seems like they have been getting the ball stuck and trying to dribble through the zone, where that's not the case with the zone. You got to pass it a lot, and they're starting now to figure it out.
Nixon has it on the left baseline. He skits it over the top to Cruz. Cruz has it at the top of the key, being guarded tightly by Hand. 40 seconds to go now. Barons still with the ball on a 7-point lead. Nixon has it now, and then a foul down low. I believe that's going to go against Boone Bacon, trying to post up down low.
I think they're actually going to call moving screen on that one, as he was trying to set a wall screen for number 20, Caleb Nixon.
With 38 seconds to go, Wawasee's going to take over, and it looks like the Barons still full court pressing here. Ball inbounds and passed right back to Caden Wegner, who passed the inbounds. 2-on-1 break here as another no-look pass by Miller goes to Boyer, and Boyer is fouled immediately before he can get the shot up, so the Warriors going to take it out of bounds.
And it looks like we have some more substitutions here. Number 14, Ben Hoffert, is seeing his first minutes of the game as he's checking in for number 10, Caden Wegener.
Trayvon Coleman also checking in for the Warriors, and coming out for Wawasee is going to be Jarris Boyer. So taking it out is Bennett Hoffert, the newly checked-in Warrior. Wawasee's got to get something going on offense as it's inbounded to Jacob Hand. Ryan Eddington has it now right back to Hand. He takes a screen from Eddington, dribbling back to the right. Ball now at the top of the key, 20 seconds to go. Wawasee trails by 7. Hand picks up his dribble, tightly guarded by Cruz, passes it over to Eddington. Now the ball goes to Coleman. He has it high on the left side.
12 seconds to go left in this first quarter.
Hands the ball off to Hoffert. Hoffert being guarded closely by Nixon. He passes it over to Jacob Hand. Jacob Hand hands the ball off to Hoffert. 5 seconds. Passes it down low into the low post, and a shot is off the mark. It's going to be a travel turnover by Trayvon Coleman and Wawasee, but he really had to do something with the time ticking down. So good effort there by Trayvon Coleman, but sadly for the Warriors, it's going to result in a turnover.
It was a good-looking move from Trayvon Coleman, that spin move. He just took too many steps.
Cruz takes the half-court shot, and he is just short. It looked like he was going in and ended up just being short. So that's going to end the first quarter. Your score at the end of 1, the DeKalb Barons 16, Wawasee 9. When we return, we're going to have second quarter action for you, so stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse. 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Welcome back to Wawasee Warrior basketball. If you're just joining us, the score is 16-9. DeKalb is beating your Wawasee Warriors by 7, and they have the ball as we start the second quarter. With the ball for the Barons at the top of the key is Boone Bacon, the senior. He passes it over the right side to Nixon. Nixon now goes to the right baseline, back over to Nixon on the right wing. Tightly guarded right now by the Warriors. Looks like they're playing man-to-man here. No, it looks like they are going back into their 3-2. Ball passed down low into the paint, and a shot is blocked by Ryan Eddington. The shot down low by Bacon looked like it was a good one, but then Ryan Eddington came out of nowhere and batted the ball out of bounds, so the Barons going to take it out now underneath their own basket.
And that's got to feel good for Eddington, doing something to help him get into the pace of this game, as it looks like Wawasee is actually going to have the ball here, Michael.
I believe the block must have gone off a DeKalb Baron, as it doesn't matter because Wawasee turns it over quickly on the inbounds pass. And the Barons down low put up a shot, and our foul, that's number 10, Dalton Smith. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2 for the Barons. And as Wawasee was doing very well breaking the press at the beginning of the game, right now, the past couple possessions, they've been struggling against this tough press.
Well, because they've been doing the same thing over and over again, Michael. They've been running the same press-breaking play, and now DeKalb's starting to pick up on it. And so, Wawasee thinks that those passing lanes are open, but in turn, DeKalb sees the pass coming, and they're stepping in front and stealing that ball away.
Kyle Dunham checking in for the Barons, and coming out is number 3, Boone Bacon. Smith still at the line, shooting his second, trying to add to the Baron lead. His shot is good. He goes 2 for 2, so your score now 18-9 in favor of DeKalb with 7:18 left to go in the half. Press is broken. Eddington going hard, and now he kicks it over to the left wing. 3 attempt is good. Nothing but net by number 12, Austin Miller. Great job there by Wawasee breaking the press, and it results in a wide open 3, and great knockdown there by Austin Miller. He hits his first.
It was a great cut to the middle by Ryan Eddington. Instead of staying behind, he got to the middle, hand saw him, and then it was just a 3-on-2, Michael.
Nixon takes a 3 from the right wing, and he is just off the mark. Loose ball, and it's going to be rebounded. Actually poked away out of bounds. Let's see who they're going to call it off of. Off of Wawasee. Going to stay here with DeKalb. And Wawasee has really been struggling with limiting the DeKalb Barons to one possession, as the Barons have been getting multiple shot opportunities with offensive rebounds and plays just like this.
And Jairus Boyer is going to check in for Ryan Eddington, Michael, and there's going to be that minutes limit for Ryan Eddington, as they're not going to want to risk another chance of injury before he's back to 100%.
Inbounds pass goes to number 32. Brown almost loses it, but recovers it and passes it off. The ball now goes to Dunham. Now back over to Brown. Now it's to Cruz on the right baseline, being guarded tightly by number 20, Jairus Boyer. 3-2 zone being put on by the Warriors. That's been their traditional defense the entire season, and it's been doing pretty well for them this whole year. Quick 3 attempt from the top of the key by Cruz is off the mark, and Wawasee gets the defensive rebound. 6:20 left to go in the game. It's 12-18. The lead is 6 in favor of the Barons. The drive pass is tipped out of bounds by number 32, Brown. Coleman trying to drive and kick out to Miller, who is set up on the right baseline. But good defense there by the Barons to make it a tough one and force it out of bounds. Taking it out down low for the Warriors is number 14, Bennett Hofford. He's trying to get it in here as well as he's trying to cut into the lead. It's passed up to Jacob Hand. He does a good job of going up high for it. He is extremely athletic and able to get above almost everyone here on the court. He hands the ball off to Hofford. Hofford being guarded tightly by Dunham. Pass down low to Boyer. Boyer is blocked. Great block there by number 10, Dalton Smith. And DeKalb pushing it the other way. Cruz has it now at the top of the key. He drives and puts up the floater, and it's going to be a foul there. Blocking call on Jairus Boyer. And Boyer is notorious for trying to draw charges. He's drawn a couple of them throughout the year, but he is always trying to get his team that extra spark.
A great play drawn up here from Wawasee. And honestly, Michael, it looked like Jairus Boyer took one too many dribbles there, as it gave Smith that time to get back and get that block. But an excellent defensive play by number 10, Dalton Smith.
Cruz knocks down his first free throw, getting ready to shoot his second here. That makes the score 19-12 in favor of DeKalb. Cruz going through his routine here. 5:53 is the time in the second quarter as Cruz knocks down his second of 2 free throws. It's now 20-12 in favor of the Barons. Now looks like a different type of zone. Looks like a 3-2 full court zone press here by the Barons. And a great pass down low to Trayvon Coleman. He tries the reverse layup. It's off the mark. DeKalb recovers nicely on defense and forces a tough shot by Coleman. And it's going the other way with Cruz. Cruz has it for the Barons. Looking to go somewhere with it. Passes it over to the left side. Now it's down low into the paint. The tough shot is off the mark and batted out of bounds off of a Wawasee Warrior. I think that's going to go off Bennett Hofford. So again, DeKalb going to get another offensive possession.
You know what? I'm giving a block to Ben Hofford down there, actually. That rebound was gotten by number 10, Dalton Smith, and he tried to go straight up with it, and Bennett Hofford coming from the backside just swatted it out of the air.
Cruz takes a long 3 from the left wing. He's off the mark. Another offensive rebound by Dunham. And Coach Everingham is not happy. Sorry, it kind of startled me a little bit there. He got out of his chair and yelled a little bit, but he is frustrated, and he has every right to be, as Wawasee is getting pounded on the board so far. With the ball is Dunham. He has on the right wing. Passes it over the top. Now the ball moving around the perimeter for the Barons. It's now on the left wing with Smith. Now the ball goes to the top of the key to Cruz. Now to the right side, and Brown takes a three, and he is good. And that three was a result of multiple extra possessions on offense for the DeKalb Barons. As Wawasee takes a 30-second timeout, we're going to keep it here. But right now, Andrew, the key to this game right now for DeKalb has been extra possessions on offensive rebounds for sure.
Oh, for sure. Wawasee actually, Michael, only has 2 rebounds, well, 1 offensive and 1 defensive. And DeKalb has 10 already, and 9 of them have been offensive rebounds. So they've gotten 9 second chance opportunities, and it's just killing Wawasee right now because they're not playing bad whatsoever, Michael. They're actually shooting 63% from the field and 100% from the three-point line. So they're shooting very, very well. They just don't have the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that's got to change. Rebounding is a lot of heart and a lot of effort.
Oh, yeah.
That isn't seen in a lot of other places, and so Coach Everingham has got to try and fire his guys up, and I'm sure he's going to. And hopefully for the Warriors, they start getting better possessions here and start getting some boards on defense.
Well, Wawasee is undersized in just about every single game that they play, Michael, but they've never gotten out-rebounded this badly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always in there getting rebounds, fighting for them, even the small ones like Hoffert fighting for those rebounds, but they're just completely getting destroyed on the boards tonight.
South Bend St. Joe, the last team they played, was much taller than this DeKalb team, and they held their own on the board. So a little surprise here that DeKalb's doing such a good job on the boards and Wawasee really looking poorly. As we resume live action here, Wawasee has the ball down by 11. Hofford has it off the handoff from Coleman. He passes it over to Hand, who has it on the left wing. Passes it to Coleman. He has it on the left baseline. Skips it over Hofford. Hofford takes the baseline three, and he is good. So Wawasee stays perfect from behind the three-point line, and that was big for Wawasee, now trailing by 8.
What a pass by Coleman. He got the ball down in the post, looked around, and found Hofford in the corner wide open. A great job by the big man.
Webb down low in the paint, and they're going to call a foul. The bucket did go in, but a foul on the floor on Jarris Boyer before the shot, and I believe that's going to be the Warriors' 7th foul, so Webb's going to go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
And that's going to put Boyer in some foul trouble here. His 2nd of the half, as well as another starter, Aaron Evans, has 2 fouls. So 2 starters for Wawasee now going to take a seat
Boyer
with 2 fouls.
Excuse me. Sorry about that, Andrew. Boyer and Hoffer checking out, and checking in are Wegener and Ryan Eddington. And then checking out for the Barons is Smith, and checking in is Boone Bacon. At the line, shooting a 1-and-1 is Webb, going through his routine. The shot is on the way, and it is good, so he knocks down his first, bumping the Baron lead to 9 with 4:04 left to go in the second quarter. Right now, the fouls are drastically different as well, as Wawasee has 7 already, and the Barons with only 3. Going through his routine right now is Webb, getting ready to shoot his 2nd of the 1-and-1, and it goes in. Nothing but net on both free throws, and right now the Barons shooting very well from behind the free throw line. 10-point lead now for the Barons as we resume live action 4 minutes ago, as the Barons in that 3-2 full court press here. Jacob Hand passes half court, gets it to Eddington, and now Miller has it. He takes the 3 from the left wing, and he airballs it pretty badly. Great aggressive save there by Jacob Hand before it went out of bounds, but it's picked up by Webb and the DeKalb Barons. Dunham has it now. He passes it over the left side. Now it goes to Cruz. He has it at the free throw line. Triple teamed immediately, passes it out down low to Bacon, and he's going to travel. Turnover there for the DeKalb Barons.
An excellent job there by Wawasee of sucking in on Cruz when he got the ball entered into the post. And really, there was no passing lanes open for Cruz to get a pass off.
Great defense by Wawasee. 3:30 left to go. Wawasee still trailing by 10. 25-15 is your score. DeKalb still very aggressive on defense with that full court press. Wegener gets the ball, and he takes a 3, and he is nothing but net. Great 3 there by Wegener. His first shot of the game is good. That cuts the DeKalb Baron lead to 7 with 3:13 left to go in the half. Barons with it now on the left wing. Passes it over to Smith on the right wing. Now goes over the top of the key to Dunham. Now to Brown. Brown takes the 3 from the right wing, and he is good. He's hit his last 2 from behind the arc. And that bumps the lead back to 10 for the Barons. Jacob Hand gets the ball as he passes half court, and they easily beat the full court press by the Barons. 1-on-1 Dunham and Hand. He passes it over to the left baseline. Now the ball moving on the perimeter. With it at the top of the key now is Wegener trying to set up the offense. 2.5 minutes to go here in the half. Wegener has it, and he loses it. Great defense there by the Barons in his pass, and Cruz with the easy layup in transition. Good steal and finish there by Cruz and then Brown. 30-18 is your score now. 12-point lead for the Barons. 2:20 left to go in the half. And Wawasee really not looking great on either side of the ball so far.
Not really. They've been shooting well offensively. They just haven't had very many possessions because the ball is in DeKalb's hands at all times.
Usually it's Wawasee who controls the time of possession with their slow-paced offense, but right now DeKalb dominating time of possession, and it's really hurting the Warriors. With it right now is Coleman. Coleman drives, kicks out, and Miller takes a three from the top of the key. He is just long. Loose ball picked up by Dunham, and now pushing it is Cruz in transition. Great behind-the-back move, and he loses it out of bounds. He tries to actually save it and does, gets it to Bacon, and Bacon's going to, I think, travel here.
They've got to call something. Cruz traveled and double dribbled. And then there was a loose ball, and Boone dove on it. And when you dive, Michael, that's an automatic travel. So they had to call something on somebody.
They do call a travel, and so it's going to go to Wawasee here now with 1:47 left to go in the half. Still 18-30. The Barons have a 12-point lead. With it now is Wegener for the Warriors. Wawasee trying to get something going on offense. If they struggled, they've been getting good shot attempts, but really haven't been able to hit the last couple possessions. Let's see if they get something here. Wegener has it at the top, picks up his dribble, now gets it over to Miller. Now goes to Coleman. He's one-on-one against Pomeroy, and Pomeroy draws the foul, gives up the foul. And Coleman is such a big presence in the paint. It's hard not to be physical with him. And you have to be to some degree, or else he's going to make an easy move on you.
Well, every time that Coleman's gotten the ball down the post, Wawasee has scored, actually, Michael, because he's either made a really good move down low and scored on the post move, or he's kicked it out for a three.
Local game update. East Noble is winning by 1 against Westview right now at the end of the third quarter. 15 left to go in this game as Hand drives through contact. He wanted a foul, but gets the bucket to go, so that bumps the lead down to 10 for DeKalb. With a minute to go, let's see if DeKalb waits for the last shot here. Tight defense by Wawasee. The ball goes over to Nixon on the right wing. Now goes down to Pomeroy, one-on-one. He kicks it out to Brown. Brown thought about shooting the three from the left wing, decided better of it, and passes it off. Nixon has it now at the top. 55 seconds to go. Pomeroy with it on the right now. Now over to Nixon at the top. Ball goes to the left side, and it's going to be a push foul there on Wegener and Wawasee. That's going to be the 8th on the Warriors, so that's going to send Cruz to the line to shoot a 1-on-1. And he's the last person you want to see at the free throw line, Andrew, as he is the star of this DeKalb team. And he's going to be shooting a 1-on-1. Most likely going to be 2 more points here for the DeKalb Barons.
Cruz is actually 2 for 2 from the free throw line, so you're not wrong, Michael.
Let's see if he can keep his free throw percentage at 100% for the game, as his first free throw attempt is nothing but net. Great shot there by the senior.
DeKalb is actually 9 for 11 from the free throw line in this first half, so a very, very good number from the free throw line. You know, you love to be 100%, but it just doesn't happen all that often. So a very high percentage, 82%, as Cruz actually knocks down his second one.
Looks like DeKalb's going to be backing off a little bit, not pressing anymore, as they have a comfortable 12-point lead. I believe for them, the press did what it was supposed to do and got them this lead. 40 seconds to go now in the half. Wegener has it at the top, being guarded tightly by Cruz. Passes it over to Miller on the right wing. Thought about shooting it. Passes it off to Coleman instead. Coleman being guarded by Pomeroy. He passes it over to Eddington. Eddington thought about shooting a three. Very good shooter himself. Passes it off. Now the ball goes over to Hand. It was tipped, but picked up by Wawasee. 24 seconds now to go. And the ball passed down low to Miller. Great pass, and he tried to pass it between the legs of number 32, Isaac Brown. It was kicked. So Wawasee going to take it out now underneath their own basket with 19.8 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, you can do the same move only so many times before it doesn't work, Michael. And Austin Miller keep getting those assists to Trayvon Coleman, but one of those times you're going to have to take that shot.
Yeah. Coming in for Wawasee is number 30, Aaron Evans, and Bennett Hoffert, number 14, and going out is Wegener and Ryan Eddington. Hoffert taking it out for Wawasee underneath their own basket with 19.8 seconds to go. It gets to Evans on the inbounds. He's one-on-one against Bacon. Ball moving around the perimeter for Wawasee now with 13 seconds to go. With it is Coleman. 9 seconds to go. He's double-teamed, passes it over to Hoffert. Hoffert takes a three, and he is just short off the mark. Picked up by the DeKalb Barons, and a long three from the left wing is just off the mark. So that's going to end the first half. Your score, DeKalb 32, your Wawasee Warriors 20. When we return, we're going to have our halftime report, get some stats, and a lot more. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP, Warrior fans. If you're just joining us, the score at halftime is the DeKalb Barons 32, your Wawasee Warriors 20. And Andrew, the story of that first half was just a domination on the boards by DeKalb. Wawasee really doing a terrible job defensively, limiting DeKalb to only one possession as the Barons got multiple possessions offensively. And eventually, if you give a team enough chances, they're going to capitalize, and they did easily in that first half.
Yeah, you know, there's only so much that you can do when you don't have the basketball, Michael. And one of the keys to the games that Coach Cohn for DeKalb actually told me before the game was, you know, whoever sets the pace of this game is going to come out on top. And in that first half, it was all DeKalb. They had the basketball for just about the entire half. You know, we don't keep track of time of possession, but they had to have had the basketball for at least a quarter of amount of the time. A full 8 minutes there of that half. So they just did a dominant job of holding on to the basketball.
Yeah, they really did. It was kind of sad to see Wawasee, as so far throughout the season they have been, like you said earlier, they've been smaller against most of their opponents, but that really hasn't stopped them as they have multiple players like Trayvon Coleman and Jacob Hand who have the athleticism, to make up for that height differential. And right now it's really not looking that way. And right now the DeKalb Barons just look like they're out hustling and being more aggressive than Wawasee right now, and it's really looking like that. And Wawasee hopefully will get that turned around here in the second half, and you got to believe that Coach Everingham is going to be preaching that to his guys in the locker room right now.
For sure. I mean, they had a 20-point half there, and for Wawasee, that's, actually above their average of what they're usually doing. So they're not doing a bad job offensively. They're actually shooting a very high percentage. It's just defensively they're struggling. They've already given up 32 points, and there's actually a couple games where they hadn't given up 32 points the entire game. Against Warsaw, they only gave up 20.
Yeah,
so
10 in the first half.
They just need to step it up defensively here. They need to rebound better because DeKalb is not shooting lights out. That's not the case at all here. It's just that they're getting so many opportunities. You can only give them so many chances before they actually put it in, and that's been the problem here. Also, foul trouble, because they keep getting those second chance opportunities. They've gotten themselves into foul trouble. Two starters got 2 quick fouls there and sat for pretty much the entire half. So that definitely hurt them with Boyer and Evans on the bench. So Wawasee has got to get a grip here in this second half of basketball.
Definitely. Well, Andrew, you took stats for us. You want to give us a stat breakdown for the first half?
So we're going to start with Wawasee. They actually shot 57% from the field. And an interesting stat, Michael, they did not get to the free throw line at all in that first half. They went 4 for 7 from 3 and 4 for 7 from 2. So they're actually shooting 57% all throughout the board. One of the big things, they had 8 assists. So only 2 times when they scored the basketball were unassisted. So a very good job of sharing the basketball and finding the open man. But they have 7 turnovers, and that's something that they've been, really, really struggling with in this game. Turning the ball over and then giving away easy, fast break layups. So that's something that they really have to turn over. And now over to DeKalb. They are actually shooting 39% from the field. So Wawasee is shooting better. They're just not shooting enough.
Really?
DeKalb has shot 23 times to Wawasee's 14. So almost 10 more shots than Wawasee has, and they've hit 9 of them. They've hit 4 3-pointers, and 2 of those 3-pointers actually belong to number 32, Isaac Brown, who's the leading scorer for DeKalb with 12 points. They have 5 steals and 2 turnovers, so a very good ratio there. They also have 8 assists, 9 offensive rebounds, and 4 defensive rebounds.
Wow.
They are out-rebounding Wawasee tremendously in that first half. So DeKalb, honestly, besides shooting the basketball very poorly, they are outplaying Wawasee in just about every other category of this game.
9 offensive rebounds is crazy, and I mean, if you're not watching the game and listening to us on the radio, you can't really understand right now, but it just looks like as a watching the game, it's been DeKalb has just been out effort. The effort has been clearly in favor of DeKalb, and it just feels like Wawasee hasn't been able to step up to the pressure of play that DeKalb's been putting forth on this court. And that's not Wawasee. Wawasee is a very scrappy, up-tempo type team, and so definitely expected them to come out playing guns blazing in the second half for sure.
Oh, for sure, Michael, for sure. Wawasee is definitely known for their height, and they really don't get outworked all that often. So this one, it's just the ball's not bouncing their way. I mean, DeKalb's getting some looks where you're in the right place at the right time and the ball just comes to you, but then there's also times that they're just the ball's getting tipped out because they're actually hustling more. So different Wawasee team that we saw in that first half on the defensive end. On the offensive end, they did very, very well. They got to get their act on the defensive end straightened out, and that's something that we haven't really seen before from this Wawasee team. Yeah, and hats off to the DeKalb Barons. They're playing very well defensively as they're making Wawasee take tough shots, and offensively just the hustle right now has been evident. Great job by the Barons. They're looking to just continue what they've been doing. That was one of the keys to the game. Just play with confidence and just be themselves as they are trying to get their 5th win in a row here tonight at the Hardwood TP. Well, we're going to take our first break of the halftime report. When we return, we're going to get you right back to Wawasee DeKalb action. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP Warrior fans. We are moments away from second half action. If you're just joining us, the score of the DeKalb Wawasee game is 32-20 as the DeKalb Barons doing a great job in the first half, out-rebounding Wawasee and just looking like the better team on the court, and Wawasee looking to snap that right now and step up here in the second half as they're going to start with the ball. Andrew, any players you're looking to step up here for Wawasee in the second half?
Honestly, I'm going to make a bold prediction here, and if this game continues the way it has been, some bench players, Zach Lindemeyer and Ethan Hardy, two guys that are all hustle, all hard, all defense. Look for them, if it gets to it, to get some big minutes in this one and to actually surprise a lot of people.
Could definitely see that happening as an easy layup on the backdoor cut. by Evans is good. Great pass there by the point guard Wegener to find the streaking Evans, and it's now a 10-point game. The Barons lead by 10, 32-22 as they get the ball. With the ball for DeKalb is Cruz at the top of the key. He pumps, now passes it over to Bacon. Bacon has it now on the left wing. 3-2 zone being applied on defense by the Warriors. Brown drives, kicks out to the top, skips over to the left wing. Double teamed in the corner. Great defense, and the ball is tipped and stolen by Wawasee. Great defense by the Warriors, forcing a turnover. Coleman pushing now on the right side. He's picked up by Webb immediately and now handed off to Wegener. Boyer has it now on the right baseline. He's picked up immediately by Bacon. Good job on defense as Boyer was looking to take the three. Ball skipped over the right side to Coleman. Coleman hands the ball off to Wegener. Wegener pumps, drive middle. Now kicks it over to Boyer. Boyer has it now on the left wing, being guarded by Bacon. The dribble, handoff goes to Coleman. Coleman has it on the right side. Now it goes over to Wegener. Wegener looks to enter into the post, doesn't. Pumps instead. One-on-one, kicks it over to Coleman. Coleman takes a three from the top of the key, and he is just off the mark. Loose ball. It's going to be a jump ball. Great hustle there by Jairus Boyer, as it looked like number 30, Cole Richmond, was going to get the easy defensive board, but Boyer streaks in there and gets his hands on it. Jump ball, though, is going to go to DeKalb. Substitution alert for Wawasee as Austin Miller, the sophomore, is checking in for Boyer. Now it looks like Wawasee is going to be going on to a full court press. Let's see if they can force some turnovers and try and get DeKalb to fail their own game. Cruz breaks it easily and misses the wide open layup, gets his own board, and he's going to travel. Great call there down low by the refs, took an extra step there, and it's going to be a turnover for DeKalb. Great defense there by Wawasee, as it looked like it was initially broken by Cruz, but they got back and forced enough pressure to force a DeKalb miss.
Well, they got bailed out on that one, actually, Michael, because Cruz should have finished that first one. And a really good job of breaking the press on the other end for Wawasee. And a great move by Aaron Evans, faking the pass to Trayvon Coleman. Sorry, Michael, I'm going to take over on explaining that play. But a great move by Aaron Evans to fake the pass and go for the easy layup. You know, I was saying earlier, you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect it to work every time.
On the other side of things, Bacon misses the three from the left baseline, but Webb is there for the easy putback, and Coleman trying to argue that he was pushed off of, but Webb easily finishes there on the putback, and there's another offensive rebound resulting in points for the DeKalb Barons. And then on the other side of things, Evans travels as he was looking to pass to to Miller, but then thought better of it. Bad turnover there.
And I just saw the instant replay of Aaron Evans layup down there. I'm really enjoying this whole instant replay thing up here back by us, Michael. It's good to be able to go back and look at those plays. Kind of cool.
Yeah, I know. The replay system is really cool that we get to do that now. Going back to live action, Cruz misses a three from the right wing and a foul called. I believe that's going to be against Wawasee. Coleman frustrated right now down low in the post. So that's going to give the ball right back to DeKalb. And again, another offensive possession given to the Barons.
This one not on the rebound, but by a foul, and it's just a battle down there in the post.
Ball inbounded to Brown, misses it, gets his own board, loose ball. Now it's rebounded by the Warriors and Coleman. 10-point lead by the Barons as Wawasee takes over on offense. 5.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. With it is Wegener at the top, being guarded tightly by Cruz, and he forces a steal there, and going the other way with it now is Brown. He finishes with the easy layup. Great defense by Cruz, and Brown double-teaming Wegener and poking the ball free, then a 2-on-1 finish. Great finish there by the DeKalb Barons to bump the lead to 12.
The referee missed one back at that end, Michael. Wegener actually got hammered by Cruz from behind, so a very blatant missed call from the referees.
Miller has it now for Wawasee, passes it down low into the paint. No-look pass, right back to Miller. He misses the three attempt. Offensive rebound by Hand, and then a foul also on DeKalb, as it was between Hand and Bacon going for that rebound. Hand got position and then drew the foul. That's going to be the team's first of the second half. 36-24 is your score with 4:54 left to go in the third. The Barons leading by 12 points. With it, taking it out is Wawasee. Hoffer, the newly checked in junior, gets the inbounds pass. Ball moving on the perimeter, and then a three is good by Aaron Evans. I believe Evans is perfect from the three-point line right now. I think he's 3 for 3, so great shooting night right now by Aaron Evans as he cuts into the Baron lead. It's now only 9. 36-27 is your score. 4:34 left to go in the third quarter. The Barons take over on offense. Brown has it, passes the free throw line, and then a jump ball. Great defense there by Trayvon Coleman. It's going to go to Wawasee. Great call by the refs. That was definitely all ball. And Cruz not looking happy right now for the Barons, but a great call by the refs. Going to go right back over to Wawasee. Still full-court press being applied right now by the Barons. Wawasee breaks it pretty easily, and now with his hand at the top. Miller now taking a three from the right wing, and he is good. Huge three, 2 back-to-back threes, and a timeout called by Coach John Everingham. Unbelievable play there. We're going to send it to a quick break. When we return, we're going to have the remainder of the third quarter. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Welcome back, basketball fans. I have a quick local game update for you, and it's a good one. At the end of the third quarter, East Noble is up on Westview 39-38. We have a final score. Westview ended up knocking off East Noble 54-53. What a game down there at Westview. A heck of a finish there. I don't know what quite happened. Hopefully Van Loo can let us in on how that game ended, but what a heck of a game. East Noble and Westview, 54-53, your final score.
As we get back to live action, coming off of the Wawasee timeout, a bad turnover by number 3, Boone Bacon, tried to pass it to the corner, sailed over the head of his teammate out of bounds. So Wawasee going to take over after the 2 back-to-back threes by the Warriors, cuts this game to 6 points. Bennett Hofford has it now for the Warriors, being picked up immediately by Smith. He passes it over the left side to Coleman. Coleman takes a three now from the left wing, and he is just short. Rebound goes to Cruz and the DeKalb Barons. That three would have been big, but instead Cruz taking it himself the other way, and it's going to be an easy scoop layup for the senior. 38-30 now is the score. Wawasee taking over now on offense there. And that was bad defense there by the Warriors as Cruz got easy penetration in the middle, and the easy finish resulted in 2 points. With the ball is Coleman. He has it now on the left wing, being guarded by Webb. Ball moved over to the top of the key to Smith. Not Smith, that's Miller. Miller thought about taking the three from the left wing. Thought better of it. That would have been a very long three. So smart choice there by the sophomore to pass up on the three attempt. He hands the ball off to Coleman, and the Warriors being very patient on offense as we hit the 3-minute mark. Your score 38-30. The Barons lead by 8 with 3 minutes to go. Hofford has it now for the Warriors at the top of the key, being guarded by Nixon. He dribbles left, passes it over to Coleman. Coleman one-on-one against Webb. Kicks it over. Hofford pumps. Great pump and drive, and then the long 2 attempt from the free throw line's off the mark. Offensive rebound by Coleman. Coleman triple team, puts it up, and is fouled. Great job going through the contact by the senior Coleman. He's going to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Trayvon Coleman has definitely stepped up and came to play here in this second half offensively. Getting in there, just being a presence down there in the post.
And that's what Wawasee desperately needed as they struggled with rebounds and post presence early in the first half. In the second half, right now Coleman is stepping up and filling that role. First free throw is good as we have some substitutions here. Number 4, Webb, is checking out, and number 34, Tyler Pomeroy, is checking in for the DeKalb Barons. 7-point game right now. Your score, DeKalb 38, Wawasee 32, as Trayvon Coleman goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and Wawasee goes into a full court press on defense. Smith is trapped immediately. Ball almost stolen, but it's picked up by Cruz. Cruz being triple teamed now, gets through it, passes half court, and takes a three from the top of the key and is good. Huge shot there by the senior. I don't know how he did that. Got through a bunch of Wawasee defenders, and then a quick shot from the top of the key is good. That bumps the lead to 9. Barons lead as Wawasee takes over on offense.
Cruz has scored for the last 2 possessions for DeKalb. If you're Wawasee, you got to lock in on him defensively.
Ball to Hofford down low in the paint. He kicks it out, and he steps out of bounds. Oh, man, that hurts as Coleman had a wide-open 3 attempt, but it's going to go right back to the Barons as they just took a 9-point lead. With the ball is Cruz. Wawasee still trying to full-court press. It's passed over to Brown. Brown picked up immediately by Hofford. The press is broken, and Wawasee going to fall right back into their 3-2 zone defensively. Ball goes to Cruz down low. He puts up the shot off the mark, and it's going to be tipped right back to the Barons. Another offensive possession gained by the DeKalb Barons. Cruz has it at the top, passes it over to Nixon. Now back over to Cruz. Cruz looks to pass it somewhere. Great defense right now being applied. He skips it over to Brown. Brown pumps, and now he takes the 3. Great pump, and just off the mark. Loose ball now, and a foul called as Wawasee fell down with the rebound, but they're going to call a foul on DeKalb. Good call there by the referees. That's going to go on number 20, Nixon. So it looks like Wawasee's going to take over now with their team trailing by 9. Boyer checking in for the Warriors, and going out is Trayvon Coleman. Senior for senior substitution as Wawasee takes over on offense. Bennett Hofford has as he passes half court for the Warriors. A minute and a half to go left in the third quarter. 41-32, still your score. The DeKalb Barons up right now so far. Sorry, a bad pass. Going to be a turnover by Bennett Hofford. He kind of was losing the ball, had to get rid of it before he traveled. Bad pass was just a little too high for the wide open Aaron Evans, and it's going to go to the DeKalb Barons.
Local game update here for you. The Fairfield girls got the win over Garrett 48-21.
Nice job there, and a great defensive effort there by Bennett Hofford as he tipped the long pass from out of bounds, as it looked like it was trying to be a Hail Mary pass by Cruz, and a great defensive awareness by Hofford to tip it out of bounds. So it's going to stay here right now with the Barons. The ball skipped over to Nixon on the left baseline, and he is good from the baseline. Nothing but net. Big three there as the Barons going on a little bit of an offensive run here as they take the lead back up by 12. A little 6-0 run right now for DeKalb. As we hit the minute mark in the third quarter, 44-32 is your score. Wawasee has the ball right now on the left wing. Quickly double team, bad pass, panic move there by Miller, and it's going to be a foul on transition defensively on Jacob Hand. That's going to be on Cruz. So Hand picks up the foul, trying to steal it from Cruz, and that's going to be the Warriors' second. So DeKalb going to take it out down low underneath their own basket.
DeKalb's getting pretty cocky here, Michael. You can see it in the way that they're playing. They're actually kind of taunting some of the Wawasee players, so you got to be careful of that. Wawasee, you don't really want to wake a sleeping giant, especially defensively. These guys can get very physical very quickly, so you might want to be careful if you're DeKalb right now.
Great defense there by Miller as the inbounds pass was trying to go to Nixon, and Miller just got right in front of him and just got enough in front of his peripheral vision to block his view and ended up going off of a DeKalb Baron. So Wawasee going to take over there off of the turnover from DeKalb. With the ball right now is Jacob Hand for Wawasee. He's dribbling right, hands the ball out to Jarrett Boyer. 44 seconds to go in the quarter. Coleman has it. Hand posting up down low. They're trying to get it to him. Coleman has it on the right wing, just going back and forth from Boyer to Coleman. With it now is Miller on the left wing. He's dribbling right. Passes it over to Boyer. Boyer has it on the right wing. Thought about shooting the three. Drives baseline, kicks out. Coleman taking a three from the left wing, and he is just off the mark. Foul called down low. Let's see who they call it against. It's going to be against the Barons as Wawasee clapping on the sidelines. Taking it out down low for Wawasee is going to be number 20, Boyer, I believe. And the foul is going to be going against Smith for DeKalb. 23.8 seconds left to go in the quarter. Wawasee still trailing by 12, 44-32. Wawasee has the ball on offense, taking it out of bounds underneath the basket. Hand passes it in to Coleman, and it's actually tipped and stolen by Pomeroy. Bad pass there by Wawasee, and another bad turnover for the Warriors. With it now is Cruz at the top of the key. Looks like they're going to wait to shoot the last shot here, up by 12 with 10 seconds to go. Good defense by Hand. He poked a free, but picked right back up by Cruz, and then a foul there on Hand. A little too tight defense there on the senior. With 7.6 seconds to go in the quarter, the Barons going to take it out on the sideline here.
Not a bad foul call there if you're Jacob Hand. You're trying to be aggressive. That does give you three, though, so you do have to be careful with this last quarter.
Ball inbounds, and then a pass down low to Cruz. He finishes and gets the foul. Going to be an and one there. That was an iffy call there. Could have gone the other way with a charge, but the refs are going to award the bucket and the foul. So Cruz gets two and possibly going to get another point here as he goes to the line with 3.8 seconds to go in the quarter.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Jarvis Boyer was there. He was set, and he took that one. He didn't go quite into the chest, but there was definite enough contact there to get the charge call. I don't know how you call that with this much time left.
Free throw is missed by Hand, and then a foul on Pomeroy as he was trying to go over the back to get the rebound on Hand. Great position there by Hand, and now that only takes off 0.6 seconds, so there's still 3.1. A lot of time left for Wawasee, but they're going to have to go the length of the court to try and get points here.
Oh, yeah, for most high school students, it takes about 0.8 seconds to get your shot up and off, like, a catch and shoot. So with 3 seconds left, you got plenty of time.
Get a couple of dribbles in there, but DeKalb will be full court pressing here. As well as inbounded to Jacob Hand with 1 second. He takes the off-balance three from the right side, and he is off the mark. Way short, so that's going to end the quarter. Your score, DeKalb 46, Wawasee 32 as we end the third. When we return, we're going to have the final quarter of action here at the Hardwood Teepee. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball. on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Welcome back to the Hardwood. TP Warrior fans, DeKalb is going to get the ball as we start the fourth quarter here. Your score, 46-32 in favor of the Barons. With the ball for DeKalb at the top of the key is Cruz, the senior. 3-2 zone being applied defensively by Wawasee. Ball down low to Pomeroy. He's poked free. Great defense there by Aaron Evans, and Hand is pushing it on the right side. Foul called there as the aggressive steal attempt. I think that's going to go on number 32, Isaac Brown. So Wawasee going to take it out underneath their own basket. That's going to be the Bruins' sixth foul. So the next foul by the Bruins will send Wawasee to the free throw line.
That's actually going to be called on number 10, Dalton Smith for DeKalb, not on number 32, Isaac Brown. So just a quick correction there on the foul call.
That's the junior's third foul. 2 points on the night. With the ball at the top of the key for the Warriors is Jairus Boyer. He hands it off to Aaron Evans. Now goes over to Jacob Hand. He skips it over to Coleman. Coleman pumps, drives, right baseline. Reverse layup is no good. Good look there, but unable to finish, and the rebound goes to DeKalb. With it now for the Barons at the top of the key is Cruz. He's going to slow it down. Ball goes over to Nixon. 3-2 zone being applied still by Wawasee. Smith has it now, being picked up by Aaron Evans. Now the ball goes over to Nixon. He's high at the middle. Now the ball goes to Smith. Now to Pomeroy. Now goes over to Brown. Kick out. Now a pass down low into the low block, and a foul called down low on Boyer. I think that's actually his fourth foul.
Yep.
Ryan Eddington is going to be checking in. Most likely going to be for Jairus Boyer, as that is his fourth foul there. Eddington checks in, and yes, like I said, Boyer is going to be going out with 7:05 left to go in the fourth. That could be big, as he's a huge inspirational starter for his team. Isaac Brown gets the inbounds pass. He has the top of the key for the Barons, being guarded by Jacob Hand. Now the ball moving over to the right side. Now pass down low to Cruz. Tipped out of bounds, and now actually it was saved, and it's going to go in the hands of Hand, who easily lays it up and in. Great defense there by Coleman. The ball was passed to Cruz at the free throw line, and Coleman poked it free out of his hands, and then in desperation, Cruz tried to tip it to a teammate, went over his head, and looked like it was going out of bounds. Saved by the teammate, and then picked up by Hand, and in transition, he finishes the easy layup. Back to live action. Pomeroy has it for DeKalb. He kicks it over, and the three attempt on the left wing is off the mark by Brown. Rebounded by Coleman and the Warriors, and they're pushing on the other side. Evans has it now on the left baseline, picked up by Brown. He dribbles middle, kicks out to Coleman. Coleman hands the ball off. The long three attempt is just short, off the mark by Miller. Rebound goes to Cruz and DeKalb. He's pushing it up. Spin move, off balance layup attempt is off the mark. Loose ball picked up by Wawasee in Ryan Eddington, and then he tried to save it. Went straight to a DeKalb player, number 32, Brown, who easily laid it in for two. So just unlucky there. Great save attempt by Wawasee, but unlucky going into the hands of a DeKalb Baron, who finishes it for two. 34-48 is your score now. The lead back up to 14 for DeKalb. Eddington has the ball on the right wing for the Warriors. Dribbles to the middle, passes it over. Now a three attempt is off the mark by Wawasee. Offensive rebound by Evans, and he pumps and puts it up and in. Evans having actually a really good game right now for Wawasee. One of the few players who's actually playing pretty well so far, as he has 12 points on the night. 12-point lead now for DeKalb as they take over on offense. 5:20 left to go. Great passing right now by the Barons. It goes over to Nixon. He has on the left wing. He's double-teamed. Loose ball. Foul call. I think that's going to be on Eddington. But good aggression there by Wawasee. That's what they were lacking early in the first half, is the hustle. And right now they're diving for loose balls and trying to get steals, and they need to do that down by 12. Nice to see Eddington diving in there, showing some senior leadership. Checking in for Wawasee is number 43. That's going to be Evan Eschbach, the sophomore, checking out Jacob Hand. And now coming in like Andrew called is Ethan Hardy, and going out is number 40, Trayvon Coleman. So Hardy and Eschbach, two typical JV players, are checking in for Wawasee. Let's see if they can make some noise here at the varsity level.
Both of them had a very good night JV. Like we said, Michael, they actually lost it at the last second there. A nice shot by a DeKalb player to win the game for him, but a very good defensive JV effort from Hardy and Eschbach.
Ball passed down low into the paint and then kicked out to Cruz, who knocks down the three from the left wing. Now 51-36 the score. DeKalb with a commanding lead over the Warriors right now with 4:50 to go. Eschbach with it. He takes the three from the right wing, wide open, misses it, but an offensive rebound by Ryan Eddington. The pump, the drive, the launch from the free throw line is off the mark by Aaron Evans. Another offensive rebound by Eddington. He this time puts it up himself and makes it. Great job there by Eddington, getting a couple offensive boards and then finishing by the basket.
And his first points in a while as he was out with an injury, so a very, very exciting bucket there for Ryan Eddington.
4:22 left to go as a foul is called on defense. I think it's going to go against Eschbach. 41-38 the score. The Barons with a commanding lead right now. It is 13, as that's going to be Wawasee's 7th foul. Going to send Isaac Brown to the line to shoot a 1-and-1 here. Both teams close to 7 fouls, as Wawasee does have 7 exactly, and then the Barons with 6. So the next foul by the Barons will send Wawasee to the line. And Wawasee has not been to the free throw line very much at all, especially in comparison to the Barons. The Barons have had much more free throw attempts, and they're right now hitting, which has been a huge factor in this game, as Brown goes 2 for 2 from behind the line. Timeout called by DeKalb, full timeout, so we're going to take a break. When we return, we're going to get you right back to fourth quarter action. Your score at the timeout break, 53-38. DeKalb leads. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Welcome back to the Hardwood Teepee here, and the cheerleaders going through a little bit of a routine, and kind of funny, all the basketball players standing right around them in the middle of their routine, ready to get back to basketball action. The cheerleaders making sure they're going through their full routine before they get off the court.
Hey, I would too. Finish what you're doing before you get back to it. Might as well.
53-38 is your score coming off the timeout by DeKalb. Barons have a commanding lead now with 4:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Wawasee has the ball on offense as Eschbach takes a three, and he hits a three from the top of the key. He was hitting those all night in the JV game, and nice to see him hitting one here tonight at the varsity level. That cuts the lead to 12 as the Barons take over on offense. The Barons leading by 12, like I just said. With it is Cruz at the top of the key. Ball goes over to Bacon. He's picked up by Eschbach. Interesting fact, Eschbach is the quarterback for the football team and actually the son of the head coach. As we get back to live action, something funny there, Andrew?
No. I'm sorry.
Kick out to Brown. Brown pumps, drives, baseline, an easy finish. No, he misses. Wow. Rebound by Hardy, and it's going to go the other way with Ryan Eddington. Eddington pumps, thought about shooting, but didn't.
Yeah, he was going for the dunk there, actually, Michael. Number 32, Isaac Brown, as the ball is tipped out of bounds. Wawasee is going to get the ball out of bounds, but number 32, Isaac Brown, had a beautiful pump fake on the three-point line, drove, and he was going to dunk that one, but he realized he jumped too soon, and he couldn't put it in for the layup. So there, that was funny.
He almost did, actually, earlier on in the quarter, in the game, as Wawasee gets an and one. Number 42, Hardy, finishes down low below the basket. That bumps the lead to 10 for for the Barons, as Wawasee crawling their way back into this one. But like I was saying, there was an alley-oop play where number 32, Brown, looked like he was above the rim and could have thrown it down, but he laid it in, and so no doubt he can throw it down, so not surprised there that he was trying to go for a dunk there.
If he would have went for it, that would have been the game right there. If he would have dunked that one, there's just something about a dunk in high school.
Wind just goes out of the sails.
Oh, yeah.
Hardy nails the free throw as he completes the three-point play and then goes out of the game as Hoffert checks in, and then Eschbach also checks out. So great job as both sophomores get 3 points respectively. Good job by the bench players coming in and doing what they're supposed to as they get 6 points for Wawasee.
A heck of a job there by the JV players, stepping up. You know, if you want more varsity minutes, do what you got to do on the you know, that little time that you get. As we have a timeout from DeKalb, we're actually going to keep it here and talk a little bit about these guys. You know, Ethan Hardley known for his energy that he gives off to the rest of his teammates and that he displays in that game. And with that and when you could tell he was pumped up and the rest of the team was pumped up. And also Eschbach knocking down a 3. Those are the two most momentum shift plays that you can have in basketball besides the dunk.
Yeah.
If you can hit a 3 and you can get an and 1, those are 2 plays that just absolutely bring your team's spirits up. And the 2 JV guys checking in and doing big things for the varsity.
And DeKalb calling a timeout as Wawasee's full court press was doing a marvelous job. And without that timeout, it would have been a 10-second call on the Barons. So good heads-up call there by the coach for DeKalb, making sure that he got a timeout before a turnover was committed by his team. As we come back to live action here, 44-53 is your score. The Barons' lead is only 9. It was at one point 14. So great job by Wawasee fighting their way back into this one.
And you know, Michael, actually, Wawasee has all their timeouts left in this one. So if they can keep getting those big plays, and, you know, down the stretch, they can call timeouts, they can foul and put them on the free throw line. They've got a lot of things that they could do.
Ball inbounded to Bacon. He's double-teamed, passes it over to Smith. They break the press, and then a foul called. Interesting call there. Controversial as it looked like. It was stolen, I thought, pretty cleanly by number 42, Hoffert. But it's going to be a call that's going to send number 10, Smith, to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. That's the Warriors' 8th foul. But good aggressiveness there. That's what they were lacking in the first half, and now they're going for those steals and really playing desperation basketball right now.
It was very, very close, Michael. From your and my angle, it looked extremely clean. Now, there's a big difference between being up here, you know, in the second level and then being down there on the court, so maybe we saw something that the referees did not. But nonetheless, Smith going to the line as he knocked down his first, and the second one is also good, bumping their lead up to 11.
And I'm curious to see the statistic, but right now the free throw shooting by DeKalb, they have been on fire. As a big 3 hit on the other end for Wawasee. That's number 20, Boyer, and a timeout called by Wawasee. We're going to keep it here. 3 minutes to go in the game. 55-47, your score. The Barons lead cut down now. Actually, it's going to be 40. They're messing with the scorers table right now. I believe the score is 55-47. No, they're going to call it 2. Okay. It looked like a 3 from here, but we had a bad angle. So the score going to be 55-46. The Bruins leading by 9 points.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, for Wawasee, I mean, wide open shot there and a great bucket by Boyer, who's actually playing with 4 fouls. So risky playing the senior. Coach Everingham has a lot of trust in his starters, and Boyer, a big leader for this team, stepping up big when it counts. And Andrew, do you want to give me that statistic on the free throws right now for DeKalb? I feel like they've
why not?
Barely missed any.
They are 14 for 18 from the free throw line, shooting 78%, and they had only missed 2 in the first half, so they're missing 2 here in the second half. Let's see if I can pull it up, actually. They're 4 for 6 in the second half, which actually is a big differential because in the first half they got to the free throw line multiple times, shooting 12 free throws, hitting 10 of them, so they've only gone to the free throw line a couple times here in the second half.
That's definitely a big key there as we come back to live action after the timeout. Wawasee full court pressing.
We actually just got a text. Apparently the instant replay said it was a 3-pointer, but I don't know what's going on here. The score is 46-55. That's all that matters, really, whether or not it was a 2 or a 3, but DeKalb has possession.
Great defense by Wawasee. Forces a tip pass, but it's picked up by the Barons. Aggressive defense right now by Wawasee, forcing DeKalb to kind of throw some bad passes, but lucky for the Barons, they hold on to the ball with 2:40 left to go in the fourth. Wow. Interesting, as we just saw the instant replay. Definitely looked like a 3, and on defense, ball is tipped out of bounds by Aaron Evans, so it's going to be taken out of bounds by the Barons. 46-55 is the score. The Barons lead by 9 with 2.5 minutes to go left in the game. Ball inbounded to Bacon. Bacon passes it over to Cruz. Cruz kicks it right back over to Bacon, and he is fouled immediately. Wonder if that was on purpose, as it looked like Evans was looking to foul immediately. That's going to send Bacon to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
It looked like it, and actually upon further review, that shot by Jarris Boyer was confirmed as a 2-point shot. His toe was just on the line. It was a matter of inches, so I guess good eyes there by the referee.
First free throw attempt is good by Bacon, and you can tell that this Baron team practices free throws regularly, as they are cash from the free throw line so far in this one.
5 for 7 from the free throw line in this half.
Second free throw attempt is just off the mark. Rebound goes to Miller, and Wawasee pushing now. Handed with it at the top. He drives, hands the ball off to Hofford. Hofford drives middle. He takes the off-balance shot. He's off the mark. Loose ball picked up by Bacon. Bad shot there by Hofford, kind of settling for a contested jumper, and it's going to go to the Barons as a foul is called in transition on Wawasee. Number 32, Brown, was pushing it. Looked like he was going to go all the way, but a foul called on, I believe that's number 14, Bennett Hofford. Nope, that's going to be on Austin Miller, excuse me. But that's going to send Brown to the line to shoot 2 free throws now, as that's Wawasee's 10th foul. And the 10th foul is big, especially in crunch time, as it gives the Barons 2 free throws every time Wawasee commits a foul. 57-46 is the score now. The Barons back up to double digits. Their lead 11 with 2:11 left to go in the game. Second free throw is good. Bumps the lead to 12. 58-46 your scores. Wawasee takes over on offense. Miller takes it. Quick three, way off on the right side. And the ball is tipped out of bounds off of Wawasee. The rebound went to number 30, Richardson, and then coming out of nowhere was Hofford as he tried to swipe at it. He hit it, went off of bounds off of him, and so it's going to go to DeKalb. 2 minutes to go left in the game. DeKalb up by 12 with the ball. Full court press being applied right now by Wawasee, and they kind of have to do that. Great no-look pass to Nixon, wide open, streaking on the other side of the court. I don't know how Brown saw him as he was going out of bounds if he didn't throw that ball. Found the wide open Nixon, and then down low on the other end, Hand looks like he was fouled, didn't get fouled, lost control of the ball, and in transition, it looked like Brown was going to lay it in, but he misses the layup, and it's going to go out of bounds off of DeKalb as Hand is laying on the floor in a lot of pain. I think he might have got a knee to the thigh in Charlie horse right now, so he is writhing in pain right now by the free throw line. But there was no call there. That was a lot of contact. So we're going to take an injury timeout here. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to get you right back to the ending of this Wawasee-DeKalb matchup. So when we return, we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market, and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Welcome back, and Jacob Hand did walk off the court, so looks good for the senior. Hopefully he'll get back in it, but I don't know, with a minute and a half left to go in the game, Wawasee now by 14. That doesn't look likely, as coming in for the Warriors is another JV player, number 34, Chris Strombeck. So nice to see another JV player getting some varsity minutes here.
And Strombeck has really crazy handles, man. He's extremely shifty, so he's hard for players to stay with him.
Or pumps, drives after he gets the pass, and the long two-point attempt is in and out. Offensive rebound by Ryan Eddington. He tries to dribble out, picks up his rebound, kicks it over to Strombeck. Strombeck pumps, drives, takes the floater. He's off the mark. Loose ball, and it's picked up by Smith. Now the ball goes over to Brown. With the ball, DeKalb being patient on offense, good passing. The ball goes over to Cruz. He's double-teamed in the corner and fouled by Strombeck. With a minute 12, that's going to be the Warriors' 11th foul. The Barons going to the free throw line up by 14, trying to add to their lead.
Yeah, unfortunately for Wawasee, it looks like this one is all but wrapped up. Down 14 with a minute 12, and DeKalb hitting their free throws. It's not looking good.
First free throw attempt is good by the senior, number 14, Cruz. That's going to be his 19th point of the night. And both Cruz and Brown, two seniors for the, DeKalb Barons, 19 and 18 points, so big nights for the seniors as Zach Linnemeyer checks in, fan favorite, and he's getting applause by the crowd. Coming in for DeKalb is number 22, Carter Dick, and number 33, Ben Christensen. Also coming in is number 44, Cade Malargic. 62-46, the score, as Strombeck has it now for the Warriors. Passes half court. He hands the ball off to Miller. Miller pumps, drives, middle, kick out. Now goes to Linnemeyer, now to Eddington. Eddington takes a three. He is good. Very good shooter. And a timeout called by Wawasee. 49-62 is the score with a minute to go. 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it here. But great shot there by the senior, getting right back into it. And earlier on in the season, Coach Everingham really talked about Ryan Eddington's three-point ability. As we saw there, he was cash from behind the arc on that one.
And it's just really cool to see, Michael, the support that the community has for all of Wawasee's players. You know, honestly, it might have been the loudest that the gym has been tonight when the senior Zach Lindemeyer checked in for Wawasee. The entire, all the students, all the parents, everybody in the gym, you know, really let it be known that they support every single one of the guys on this team. So it's really cool to see the support that this community has for everyone on the team.
A minute exactly left to go in the game. Your score 62-49 in favor of the DeKalb Barons. And barring a miracle, it looks like the Barons are going to pick up their 5th win in a row here at the Hardwood Teepee. The ball inbounded immediately to Cruz. Tight defense by Miller. Full court press being applied by the Wards, and a foul on Miller. Going to send Cruz to the line to see if he can add to his point total, as he is already at 20 points. Well, that's interesting. Brown and Cruz with 20 and 18 points have over half of their team's point total right now.
Actually, Brown has 22. The scoreboard's wrong.
Interesting. So 20 by both players, as now Cruz is going to set himself apart as the leading scorer for the DeKalb Barons now with 21, but interesting there, 41 of the team's 63 points have been by 2 players, and that is impressive both for DeKalb and disappointing by Wawasee. The second free throw goes in, so that's now 22 points for the senior, as we have a couple more JV players checking in for the DeKalb Barons. With the ball taking it out is Ryan Eddington for the Warriors. 56 seconds left to go. The ball is inbounded to Strumbeck. Strumbeck picks the ball up at half court. Dribbling left, hands the ball off to Miller. Miller thought about taking the 3, passes it over to Lindemeyer. Instead, Lindemeyer has it at the top of the key, passes it over to Strumbeck. Strumbeck dribbling middle, hands the ball off to Eschbach, who has just checked in for Wawasee. Now it goes to Miller. Miller dribbles middle, looks to step back, drives, kick out. Strumbeck takes a 3 from the left wing, and he is good. Great 3 there by Strumbeck, and another timeout called by Wawasee. Full timeout, but with 35 seconds to go, we're going to keep it here. 64-52 your score, 12-point lead now for the Barons. But it looks like it's going to be too little too late for Wawasee, down by 12 with only 35 seconds left to go in the game.
Well, Wawasee giving up 32 points in both halves is the story of this one. Their defensive effort was just lacking tonight, Michael, which is very surprising because offensively they played really, really well. They're actually tying right now, I believe.
Yeah.
Their most points scored in a game by 52. And they're just doing very, very well offensively. It's defense that's been the problem for them tonight.
And usually that's been the opposite of their story. They've been limiting teams to about 30 points a game, and that's been crucial in keeping them in games. Like you said, they've kind of been struggling offensively, and in this game just kind of switched, doing really well offensively, then defensively kind of struggling. At least this so far in the second half, their rebounding has been a lot closer to that of DeKalb's, and that kind of hurt them in the first half. The offensive rebounds by DeKalb really set them apart and got DeKalb in the lead early, and since they've been in the lead, they haven't looked back. The Barons doing a great job keeping their lead. With the ball now is Brown with 26 seconds to go. Let's see if the Warriors decide to foul. Cruz has it now at the top of the key, being guarded by Lindemeyer. Just dribbling, being patient. 19 seconds to go. It doesn't look like the Warriors are going to foul here. And actually, it's stolen. Great steal there by Miller. Down low, the no-look behind the head layup. Kind of crazy shot there. He's fouled, luckily, so Miller's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws to try and cut the lead to 10. Sadly, though, it looks like it's going to be too little, too late.
Down by 14 with 11 seconds left. Not much you can do if you're Wawasee, especially because DeKalb is hitting just about all of their free throws. As Miller's first free throw is up and good. Miller's had a decent night so far. All around, he's got 8 total points, and he's knocked down, I believe, 2 3-pointers.
The remaining 2 starters for DeKalb are checking out, Isaac Brown and Logan Cruz, and the 2 big-time players for DeKalb, both with 20 and 22 points. 42 points between the 2 of them. Great night there by the 2 seniors. Second free throw attempt is good as Wawasee checks out Ryan Eddington and checks in Marshall Miller. 11.3 seconds to go. The ball is inbounded to DeKalb and pushing it now. Picks up the dribble, passing it over to the left side. They're yet to pass half court. Ball almost stolen, but it does go across to number 22, Dick, and that's going to end the game. Your final score, Wawasee 54, DeKalb Barons 64. When we return, we're going to have our post-game show, get an interview with Coach, stat breakdown, a lot more. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Loyal Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Loyal Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Loyal Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme in Syracuse. Family bowling, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, daily lunch and dinner specials, and ice cream for dessert. Chubby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina, a full-service marina on the east side of Webster Lake, selling new trifecta pontoons, polar craft boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu outboards. Sox Marina can take care of all of your boating storage, sales, and service needs. Online at soxmarina.com or 574-834-2894. Go Warriors!
Serving the communities of Syracuse, North Webster, Milford, and Cromwell, we are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TP Warrior fans. If you're just joining us, we just finished a tough loss here for Wawasee as they fell to the DeKalb Barons 64-54 in a hard-fought battle here at the Hardwood TP. Wawasee, that's going to be their second loss in a row, dropping them to 3-6. And Andrew, the story of the game is definitely the first half play as Wawasee really struggled to rebound the basketball, which is something they've actually been doing pretty well the entire season. But the offensive boards by DeKalb really gave them the extra motivation and extra points they needed to take an early lead, and ever since then, they didn't look back.
Yeah, that first half rebounding was horrible if you're Wawasee. There's no better way to say it. In the second half, they definitely stepped up rebounding the basketball, but they didn't step up defensively, Michael. They gave up more points in the second half than they did in the first half, and that's been their go-to this whole year. It's been defense first. Defensive-minded teams are very, very successful on the defensive end. They just don't put the ball in the basket that often. That wasn't the case tonight for Wawasee, as they put the ball in the basket a lot tonight, scoring 54 points overall, but gave up the most points that they have all season by far, I believe, by 14 more points or 12 more points in that first week against Fairfield. So a very poor effort defensively if you're Wawasee. And unfortunately for the guys, that means hard work and practice now, as I'm sure Coach Everingham is not very happy about the outcome of this game because they were outplayed. They were not outmatched, is the word that I'm going to use, because offensively they did very well. They just did not. They were not the same defensive team that they have been in previous nights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely you could see the frustration mounting on Coach Everingham as rebounds are kind of, I don't know how to say it, like they're hustle stats. Like they're aggressive, they're heart, right, exactly. And just to fall so short in that category, especially on defense where you're expected to get the rebound off of an offensive miss, that's got to be frustrating for Coach Everingham. And with two tough games coming up against Northwood and Angola, he's got to get his team back on track against two tough opponents, especially Northwood being their second conference game. They're trying to be undefeated and stay that way in the conference.
The good news then for Coach Everingham is that your team's finally having confidence offensively and shooting the ball well. There's an upside to everything, Michael, and in this game, that's the upside, that they're actually starting to perform now offensively, which they haven't in the majority of their first games of the season so far. So that's definitely something that Coach Everingham, is very excited about, them finally coming along offensively, because defense is something that you can fix.
Yeah.
He can definitely fix that. The fact that they weren't putting the ball in the basket was more a confidence thing. They weren't necessarily confident in their shot, but now, they're shooting the basketball very well. They just need the defense to come along, and it seems that Wawasee hasn't played a game yet where both sides of the balls have been performing well for them. It's either been the defense has been performing well and the offense did just enough, or, the offense have been doing good and just kind of carried the defense a little bit. So if they can get it together and get both sides of the basketball playing really well on the same night, look out, because they can be a very scary team.
Yeah, if you take out the Knox game and this game, the Warriors are averaging around 35 points per game. But to see this right now, this is what we've been seeing offensively and been expecting to see the entire season. We haven't been seeing it in previous games, but we've seen these players play, and we knew these players personally and how well they are, especially from last year. The abilities that these players have is extreme, especially shooting the ball from behind the arc, as we saw. Wagner knocked down one. Evans had a great game from behind the arc. Miller didn't have a great game, Austin Miller, but he is an extremely good three-point shooter.
He had
probably
a pretty good day from behind the line,
probably
actually.
the best shooter on the team, actually.
Austin Miller went 2 for 7 from beyond, 2 for 7 from beyond the arc. He actually only shot 3-pointers the entire game.
Okay,
but he got to the free throw line, knocked down both of those. So, but the key for Austin Miller was he was distributing the ball very nicely, as he had 5 assists in that game. So, a different area where you see Austin Miller usually knocking down the shot. This time he was setting up his teammate for the open look. But a good job offensively for Wawasee all around. I actually had the full stat breakdown for you here. Wawasee went 9 for 21 from beyond the arc, so they shot 43%, which is actually pretty impressive. They are perfect from the free throw line, going 5 for 5, so they didn't get there very often, but they took advantage of their opportunities. They shot 49% overall for the game. They total was 14 rebounds, 7 apiece. They had 16 assists. That is a huge number. A good job all around passing and sharing the basketball. 14 turnovers, though. That definitely kills you. They had 2 blocks and 4 steals. Now going over to DeKalb, their leading scorer was number 14, Logan Cruz, as he had 22 points on the night. And then Isaac Brown followed closely behind with 20 points. And for the team, they had 10 turnovers, 9 steals. They had 11 assists, 14 offensive rebounds. That's a crazy number. They went 21 for 26 from the free throw line. They went 18 for 43 from the field, so they shot 42%, and 7 of 19 from the three-point line. So a good job all around, just at every end of the spectrum for DeKalb tonight.
And then Cruz, the leading scorer by both teams, with 22 points, and then the second leading scorer by both teams was his teammate Isaac Brown, who had 20. So that was another big part of the story. 42 of DeKalb's 64 points were by 2 players, and so that's also kind of got to be disheartening for the Warriors, that if you shut those 2 players down, it could be a completely different story.
Leading scorer for Wawasee was actually number 30, Aaron Evans, and I believe this is the first game that he's actually led the team in scoring. So, he's starting to feel his offensive ability starting to spark as well.
Yeah, and looking at those rebound totals right now for the stats, 14, like you said, offensive against 9 defensive for DeKalb. That's amazing. 14 rebounds offensively. Unbelievable. But that's got to show you the heart that DeKalb had and just the one that they wanted to get this game. They want to get a win over their former coach. A lot of these guys are probably really close with Coach Everingham and his family. So hats off to the DeKalb Barons. They got a big win here tonight, bumping their win streak to 5 games. Their next game, let's see here if we can pop this up on the schedule. The next game for the Barons is going to be January 6th against New Haven. That's going to be a conference game at 7:30 at DeKalb. So hopefully for them, they can continue to play well and continue their streak against New Haven. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully when we return, we're going to have our coaches interview and then get you out of here. So we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CBG TV.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. For over 70 years, Pilcher Shoes has helped with hurting feet. They offer Brooks running and walking shoes in all sizes. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pilcher Shoes on State Road 13 in North Webster, 574-834-7463, or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and Warrior TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic designs, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Basketball on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. It's a seller's market and Northern Lakes Realty is growing. Realtors Vince Beasley, Jay Stewart, Jessica Van Lanningham, Marcus Moore, and Jim Lane can help with selling or purchasing a home. Northern Lakes Realty, 207 West Main Street in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Welcome back to the Hardwood TV. While I'm here with head Warrior basketball coach John Everingham. And coach, a tough loss here tonight. Your guys just couldn't come out on top here tonight with a tough 10-point loss to DeKalb. I mean, the upside though, the guys really did pretty well offensively, scoring more than they have in any other games with 54 points. But talk us through what you thought of the guys' performance tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I really think from the beginning of the game, they kind of set the tone on the offensive boards. I thought that was a huge key for them. They obviously come out and we struggled on the board. I think we only had 3 or 4 rebounds total at halftime, and then we had 6 turnovers versus their 4. And so, we give them 13 additional possessions with their offensive rebounds and our turnovers, and sometimes that's tough to recover from. But I'm proud of our team. It was 36-30. Even after all we had been through in the first half, we fought back, and we continue to do some good things on offense that are better than what we've been doing. But tonight, DeKalb got the best of us in terms of getting the ball into the paint. Getting to the free throw line was another thing. I think they were 21 of 25 unofficially, from the free throw line. And you score 20 points from the free throw line, and again, unofficially have 18 offensive rebounds. That's going to win you a lot of basketball games. So I was proud of our team. We hung in there for a long time without playing our best basketball, but they just kind of overtook us in the end.
Yeah, and with a tough game coming up against Northwood this Friday, what are you expecting the guys to change, and what do you think the biggest change from this game going into that game is going to be?
Well, the adjustment's got to be that we got to find a way to rebound. We tried to take Logan Cruz out of the game, and he did a good job of staying involved. We went boxing one on him early, but we got to find a way to rebound, and when we do get rebounds, we got to be out in transition. If teams are going to send 5 guys, to the boards on the offensive end, we have to be able to get out and go and get some transition baskets. And so, we'll take a look at film tonight, and then, we'll make some adjustments tomorrow that'll help us in Friday night's game. And I feel good about that. I really do. Some of our younger guys came in towards the end of the game, and I was telling some of my close friends that really feel good about where this program's at, and our JV is performing well. Our younger guys are doing well. Aaron Evans had another good night tonight, and so with a combination of some experience with our seniors, I think we're going to continue to get better. Tonight just wasn't our night. Yeah, later in that game, Jacob Hand took a nasty spill. Looked like he hurt his leg. Any update on how he's doing? He's fine. It's just kind of one of those things that you bonk knees with somebody and there's some really sharp pain. And Jacob's such an athlete that sometimes it's a little scary, when you see your best athlete go down. And I think he just bonked knees with somebody and he'll be fine. Yeah, well, Coach, thank you for being with here tonight. Good luck against Northwood. Okay. We'll see you then. Thank you. That was head Warrior basketball coach John Everingham on a tough loss against DeKalb. Your score again in that one, 64-54. The Warriors will be back in action this Friday, like we were talking about in their interview, against Northwood. Then they will have another game the next day against Angola. Again, both those games being at home. So come out and support the Warriors for that one. Also, the Lady Warriors in action against Northwood will also be on Saturday. So both Warriors guys and girls team are going to be playing on Saturday. So go out and support the Warriors. Hopefully you can make it to one of those. Again, your final score, Wawasee 54, DeKalb 64. Now, before we leave, I want to say some special thank yous to our sponsors and people from behind the scenes. Special thanks to Brook Point Inn, Sox Marina, Pilcher Shoes, Lake City Bank, 1950 Signs and Graphics, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Northern Lakes Realty, Foyle Plumbing, Shelby's Pub and Grub, Wawasee Bowl, and Joe's Ice Cream Supreme.
And then a special thanks to our camera workers, Connor Lucas, Genevieve Serbolowski, and Chris Rogers working the board. And then a special thank you to Mr. Huffman and Mr. Van Loo doing a great job behind the scenes. We could not do what we do up here in the broadcast booth without them doing their things behind the scenes. Well, for my broadcasting partner, Andrew Mamone, I'm Michael Shetler saying thank you for listening to us and good night.